Hi, I'm Delilah Deluxxx. I'm here with the Kokomo Press Podcast, and they didn't even have to hold me hostage.
What's up? You've tuned in to the Kokomo Press Podcast. My name's Jordan Grainger, and I'm your host. And this week, I'm joined by my co-host. She's awesome. She's wow. She totally freaks me out. I mean, right? It's Cortni Richardson. She's hanging out in the studio with us, and she's bringing it on. Yeah, we're going to have fun because we have a very exciting panel joining us once again. She's been on the show. She's been on our holiday special. She was part of our final open mic at Cooper's Pub where she performed for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Annie Upchurch is in the building again. And then we have our special guest on the panel today. Her first time on the show. She's never done a podcast like this before, as far as I know. She's the wonderful and fantastic Stacia Diana, a.k.a. Delilah Deluxxx. You can find her everywhere. She does stage performances all over the United States. Very, very wow. We talked about so much. But before we get into that, make sure you do me a quick favor. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, do all the things that help us be seen because we really need it. And we're getting so close to 400 subs. So help us out over there on YouTube. Like, subscribe, do all the things. It helps us so much. All right, we'll get back to the show. Yeah, we talked about so much with Stacia and her character Delilah Deluxxx and what she does with her stage performances where she dresses up as a McDonald's character. She's dressed up as Wolverine. She's dressed up as Cleopatra. She's done so many different things and works with fire, works with swords. It's phenomenal the things that she's done. She dug in on so many different great, intelligent, smart marketing ideas, how she networks when she goes to these conventions. She told us some stories about being on the road and some things she's had to deal with being in this type of sex work in the industry. Very interesting show. Annie talked to us about her future in streaming and how she's been trolling down the page. And of course, Cortni and I talked a little bit about the Kokomo Press and about things happening in Kokomo, including the new opening at Brick Street Deli that Brian and I were able to go check out this last week. Make sure you stay up to tune to that. Also, I talked about my first experience with Helium, being at Indie Fringe and networking with indie comics and some upcoming shows that I have with Grey Garden. So if you enjoy comedy, if you enjoy learning about new experience and creatives and artists and show performances, and if you love music and all the things that we get involved with, make sure you hang out with us on this week's very important, very fun episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast, baby. Oh, woo!
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children.
What's up? You're here with the Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Grainger, and this week I have a great panel. Yeah, as always, I have my co-host over here in the green chair, the lovely Cortni Richardson.
It's me.
She's hanging out.
Yeah.
She's got her feet up this week. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it. Over here, returning to the show, you've seen her many times. She's been in our holiday special. You've seen her out doing comedy at our local open mic comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, Annie Upchurch is in the house, hanging out. And then our guest today is somebody who we've talked to many times. She's actually appeared in our holiday special as well. And it's somebody who, if you're in this community and you've been around enough times, you've definitely probably ran into her somewhere on social media. She's got a lot of opinions. I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacia Diana's in the house. Let me get it for all our panelists. A little loud. I apologize for how loud that was. I did have rap music on here the other day, so that's probably the reason why that's so loud, you know. But anyway, what do you got? How you guys doing? You guys having a good week?
Yeah.
So, month, year,
Sure.
life.
This is I'm just here.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Happy to be back.
I'm just happy to be back.
Happy to be involved.
Yeah, the last time you were here was the holiday special. And then you did an episode with us before we even had, like, every time people come in, if it's been a minute, it's like there's like new upgrades to the show. So it's like they come in. Hey, I know it changes quick, all the different things. And this is your first time here, Stacia. So thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate you helping us out with the holiday special. Cause,
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
I had fun doing it. We just watched it for the first time.
Yeah. It's funny because like you're kind of go. You've got so much going on. I mean, like sometimes when you'll pop up on my social media feed, you'll be like, I'm in Colorado, and then you'll be like, I'm in Vegas, or I'm in Ohio. I mean, I guess one of those is not like the other. But I know recently you were in Colorado. How did that go?
It went really good. It was I have to explain a little. So picture like Miss America, but like for strippers in the club.
Shit.
So it's like all these girls from Canada, even I think somebody from Mexico came down, and the U.S. These girls like from all over will just, with all the talent, there was a girl with a fire hula hoop, and like there was another girl who like they're all themed shows. So there was like a Hooters show. I brought my McDonald's show for.
Yeah, I definitely want to show that to people because this is actually from the performance, and then obviously here's
Amazing.
I need
this is
McDonald's
awesome.
to sponsor me.
Yeah,
honestly.
they do. They should.
They should.
Let me get a deluxe meal.
Exactly. They need to make a whole meal for me.
That's awesome.
But they come in with all these talents, and like they do fire, and they do grinder acts where they take grinders and do the metal, and it makes all the sparks and stuff. But also, in general, they're just talented, and they come in and we put together these shows where you make your own music. It's a theme. You have to stick to the theme because otherwise it doesn't make sense.
No, not at all.
Yeah. And so the girl that won, she did a Harry Potter theme, and she had this like levitating wand, and she did this thing, and she had this broom and pull strap. So she grabs it, puts the broom between her, and the broom shoots bubbles out of it.
Yeah.
And she's flying around the pole,
Wow.
So it's big productions.
That's so cool.
On stages all across, and it's never the same stage.
So let's get into it a little bit. So you do these stage performances also, like it's like I don't know, like competitive stripping, right? Like in a way, like pageant stripping.
The pageants are competitive, and then you get titles from winning, and then you can go on and be like, this is what I have, this is what I charge for my shows, and then the clubs will pay you to come. They pay your hotel.
So it's like an audition almost a little bit.
Yeah, but also like you can do your own social media and push yourself without doing the pageants. You don't need them to go far, but they do well, and it's good practice too.
Yeah, I mean it's very interesting because I do see like you go like city to city, like you kind of, a lot of people when they think of like the prototypical like stripper, they think of somebody who maybe goes a couple towns over and strips over there to get away from their hometown and then kind of does their thing, and then that's how they make their money on the weekends maybe, or maybe like throughout the week and then on the weekends, where you kind of go city to city and kind of do shows like big.
I do, yeah, productions.
Things.
I have snow machines that like I have fire machines, spark machines that shoot up sparks in the back. I have awesome. CO2 machines. Yeah, I almost died in a genie lamp before that was poorly made. Yeah. Actually, at the event that got me started, it was a CO2 genie lamp, and it was supposed to just shoot out the spout and then shoot out the lid. But while I was inside of it, it was 100 degrees outside. It was actually in Indiana, Rose Lawn, the Nudes of Poppin' competitions. It's what got me started doing that.
That's a big competition I've heard of.
They don't have it. Ever since COVID, they stopped doing it. But it was huge for many, many years. And naked people everywhere. I loved it. It was so my first event was being at a nudist resort and doing that. But I'm inside the genie lamp, and I have this button to press, but I realize the CO2 is coming in as I'm doing this thing, and so I let go, but it's too late. There's CO2. They're still talking and announcing. They don't know I'm in the genie lamp. It's so hot outside. And so I have pictures of where I come out, and I stand up, and I just flop backwards, and I continue the show. I mean, I had like CO2 poisoning. It was crazy.
And you kept going?
I kept going.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Did you win?
Like, no.
No. I didn't even make it. No. I remember I got to the end, because also it's 100 degrees outside. You're naked. I'm sweating from just almost dying, and also sweating from being
asphyxiating
hot.
almost.
Yeah. Funny story though.
It would have been a good fun. It would have been a good story if you won.
Yeah,
even better.
I came back. I fell through a champagne glass before too, made by the same person. I did not learn my lesson until that time.
Like it broke.
I have pictures of it too. I'll send you guys so you can like put it in the bloopers or something. But it's 4 foot tall. He made a ladder, but the material they used, like to make the glass, it wasn't thick enough. He didn't do it right. So I stood up and I dropped, and my hand went through the it's like a hard plastic.
Yeah.
And the water spilled everywhere. There was like, they had their music and everything around the stage because they had people that could watch and tip you from that. It was a mess. I slit my wrist open. It was, Yeah. It was a mess.
You came out to Papa Roach, right?
Cut my life into
Did
you win that one?
No.
Yeah, that's gosh.
I was
you're bleeding for this. You're bleeding for this. You're asphyxiating for this. What's going on
and
here?
then I felt bad for myself, and I watched this girl named Angel Bow. She does the most cool stuff, but she starts jumping on Legos, and she splits her foot, and then she super glues it, and she looks at me like, you're fine.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
It's good, super glue.
Like, not everybody's you, Angel.
Angel Bow.
Angel Bow.
She like walks on nails, and she does all this crazy stuff. I don't know, you have to.
It's like oddities.
You
like
have to go
body.
to my page and look her up. It's amazing.
It's a very interesting, because like when you first started stage, did you start in town, like locally and stuff?
It was no, they don't really do that as much here. They opened the Pony in Indianapolis about 5 or 6 years ago, and since then we have brought features back. So I think it's 1 weekend a month, or maybe every other weekend, they bring in a feature, so you can go see the shows out there too.
Heck yeah.
And see what they kind of do and bring. I started at Nudes of Poppin'. Actually,
That's awesome.
I went and saw this. I went with my club. I was working in Lafayette, and they almost didn't let me go. It's crazy. I've been watching like the Butterfly Effect. Like the owner was like, "You can't go. I had this leg tattoo." She's like, we don't want tattoos, but they had a tattoo portion.
Yeah.
So the owner's son had like kind of convinced her, like, let her go to this thing. She should go.
Yeah.
I went, and if you've never been outside naked and you're not used to it, I was nervous. I had a full bladder, and I'm getting ready to go on stage. Everybody's naked. I'm so nervous, and I stand there, full bladder. Wind hits me right there. I peed down my leg a little bit. I had to go on stage still, so I was like, I'm just gonna wipe it as much as I can. Oh, so sorry, I picked you. As much as I can, and I was like, still like, I'm gonna go back.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what got me started.
Well, that's fun because how old were you about that time?
21 or 22.
So like, yeah. I mean, that's the time to do. Like,
it's been a decade now.
Yeah, dude, that's fun. Like I know personally, the kind of things have changed a lot since probably even when you started with like online with like OnlyFans is huge now, and like they've got all these different websites. And I know at the time the internet was, it was big, but it wasn't big in that type of like streaming yet. It was kind of still getting new. In that
and I think people were scared to post too, and Instagram wasn't as big as well. I think it was back then when it first started like featuring. You'd be in magazines and you'd be on the radio and other things like that. You weren't on the internet being like publicized to go places and do all this too. So, and the girls didn't have back then to travel all these places. I feel blessed because they had to print out MapQuests and like go that way. And if you missed your exit,
I remember printing out MapQuests.
We didn't get iPhones until I was like 17 or 18.
I didn't get an iPhone until I was like 20 something. Let's not talk about that. I'm a lot older. I'm 38.
I had like the flip razor.
Oh yeah. The first phone I ever technically had was one of those little Virgin Mobile. Like they were like this. They were so
Lauren
tiny.
had one of those,
and it was just like, hello, like you ever seen the sketch with like Will Ferrell and SNL when he opens the tiny? That was me with that phone, and so I used that. But the first phone I ever bought, I bought like a pink razor phone to give to my mom to switch her out for. She had this rocker phone that you could put 100 songs on. You can fit 100 songs on this. This is amazing.
Holy crap!
Could you guys believe 100 songs now?
That's
like
insane.
we have the entire internet on our phone. So back then, but they were talking about 2005 or something like that. But yeah, I mean the times the one thing that we do know is the times are change. So you have like your name's Stacia Diana. That's what you go by on social media like Facebook and stuff. But then you go by Delilah Deluxxx when you go on stage.
Yeah, and
so how did that name come about?
The internet picked it. I honestly, I didn't like it at first at all. Because I'd already gone by Stacia Diana, but then during COVID, I went to school for my aesthetics license, and I was like, oh, I should never have been mixing, my name with this. So I changed it, and I had made a post online, and all these names I kept coming up with, they just didn't make sense. So I was like, you know what? I'm done deciding. The internet can decide. And I put up all these names, and it came down to a vote, and Delilah Deluxxx won. Yeah. So that's what I kind of went with, and that's what it's been. And now I just accept it. So people used to like call me Delilah, and I'd not realize it, but now when I'm at events, I'm so used to it that when people call me Stacia at events, I don't look their way. I'm like, once I switch over and become that alter ego, I don't know who Stacia is anymore. Yeah.
I love that because I mean, there's so many different. Like I do comedy, obviously stand-up comedy, and we've got so many people that like that's what they do. They go on stage and they become another person. Like our buddy Sean, his name's Sean Dalrymple. When he goes on stage, he becomes the character of Sean D, and he does have this like confidence about himself, and he kind of tells stories. But then you talk to him after stage, and a lot of people, if you don't know him, he's so shy, and it's like he's a whole different person off stage than on stage. So, and I know they do that in in like music, like hip hop and stuff, like different. So does that help like compartmentalize a little bit?
Yeah, I think it does. Because I think for the longest time I was intertwining everything, my real life and that. And I got to a point where, especially after coming back for 2 years, I'm older now, I'm in my 30s. I think now in general in life, I'm say the word for me. You do compartment. Thank you. I can't say
compartmentalize. I was like, which word? Which word am I saying?
The one you just said. Sorry.
Compartmentalize.
I do. It's easier to keep everything separate.
Yeah.
I have different emails for Delilah has her own email. She has her own personality, her own style, her own everything. And then when I'm at home, I'm bag of chips, big T-shirt,
hanging out, being mom,
exactly.
That's that's the one thing. Like we do a lot of stuff. Like Cortni, like she wrote the movie that's behind you, the Does She Now Alfredo, and she does acting, and now she's a foot model, and stuff. And Annie doesn't even know it, but we just wrote a big part for her in a new movie that we're writing right now. That I don't know if you were told yet, but
no,
there's a whole part for you that
I'm excited.
We're excited for you. Like when we were thinking it up, we're like, we got to put Annie. So it's one of the things that we do. We do so many different projects between like different movies and different things that like it is hard to compartmentalize between like what we're doing and then like you got to go home and get like turn everything off and get back into like life mode. Because that, I mean, and especially with you being on the road, is it hard? Like, do you like get off the airport, get into the car, and then feel like you like you ever watch Severance? You like turn off the other person and like, okay, I'm back to just being myself.
It does feel that way when I get home. Also, my ears are usually still popping from the plane. I feel like crap usually. So I'm usually so wound down that it automatically turns. I don't even have to like switch it off. I'm so tired by the end of it. This was my first responsibility because I went from Vegas to Denver, did the pageant, which a lot of good things came from that. I think I kind of skipped over on that because I started talking about it, but I ended up winning a booking out of it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
That's awesome.
I won an award for over 40,000 views on the post that she had made.
So you won I saw you on the social media, and then you won Aladdin's favorite.
And then
go. Sorry, I got a kid coming in here.
Oh, good.
It's always ends up happening during the podcast only. They won't come in here all day, and then once I'm doing a podcast, they're like, "What's Dad doing? I hear him talking. What's he doing?"
Sometimes those are the best little snippets, though. Them running in behind. Yeah.
But yeah, you won. And what's the third one you said you won?
I won Best Costume, and then the social media, and then the Aladdin's Award. And he had already contacted me. I've secured that booking. I'm going to Texas at the end of June.
Heck yeah.
And then he contacted me and was like, "Do you want to be a part of a competition? Because some of these pageants have cash prizes."
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "There's cash prizes. You're invited. You're one of 16 competitors from around the U.S." And so I got invited to that too after.
Oh,
so,
yeah. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. So really it's about like, sometimes it's not about winning, but like you can win off stage
It's
too.
the networking.
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
networking. Like that's what we do. Like there's different, like in the comedy scene, there's different like things that we do, like different, like I did this last week I was at the Indie French Theater, and we were doing it's basically like a pro-am, like a pros and amateurs. And so like we had 5 pros go up on stage and do comedy, and then we had like 5 amateurs come up afterwards, and the pros gave, and then after I left there, like we're all talking about booking each other. It becomes basically like, it's fun to do the show in and of itself, but the real fun part of it is meeting other people that you can like network with and then get other shows. So I feel like in small scale basically, but you're gonna end up in Texas. Do you know what part?
Laredo.
Yeah.
It's real close to the border.
Yeah.
So I've been to Wichita Falls and Victoria. Victoria is which one I was at. So it was a week-long booking. That was my first booking ever. It was $75 a show. That's so embarrassing. But you're there for a week.
I made
You're doing
40 on that show I did the other day, so I'm just kidding.
But you also have to drive. And there was also no hotel.
Yeah. Oh,
but I
no.
had a friend that I stayed with, thank goodness, right? But sometimes the bookings just aren't worth it in a sense. But the ones that I'm choosing now, that I'm further in my career, I'm stable with. I love it, and
you've learned a lot over time. Like what?
Yeah.
Like this doesn't seem like enough information.
You're not doing everything just to get jobs. You're doing the ones that are good.
Yeah, exactly. I can say no. I have room to say no. When I first started, I got really lucky because most girls don't. It costs a lot of money. These costumes, anywhere between $800 to $2,000 plus all your props to go with it.
Where do you do that? Do you had somebody make it for you?
Yeah, a lady named Jackie Liliberte. I hate to mispronounce her name, but she makes most of the feature costumes that you see. Or if you go to my page and see other girls tagged, you'll see. You can tell.
Do you guys like come up with it together, or?
And she'll work with you and she'll do your little drawing and then she'll make it all for you. So she does a really good job of.
It was really good.
Costumes. Yeah.
That McDonald's one is
that was not made by her. I did not have any of my Jackies available. That was a last minute show switch.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I did not want to do it. All those props I ordered were last minute. Yes, there it is.
It's really good.
Those photos I did in Vegas right before I went to the competition in Denver. That's how last minute everything was. And I had stuff being shipped to the person's house I was staying at in Vegas to take it.
Was this the competition in Denver right here? Right?
No. That's actually
this is coming up in Ohio.
coming up in Ohio.
Okay,
that girl Caitlin Baby, she ended up I believe placing second in the pageant. She was in. There was 2 divisions, so there's the starlets and then the girls that have been doing it for a while. So she was in the newcomers or the starlets, and she placed. But she did a really good show. But I hadn't met her until the pageant, and we had a booking coming up together. So we got to meet before and do a little promo video
That's
together.
good.
So that's a good networking.
Yeah, it's the network. And it's nice to meet people, to have a connection before you get there. Because I think it's got to be daunting to show up and not know anybody.
Yeah, I found out she had a McDonald's show, and we're gonna go to I have a photographer coming. We're gonna go to a McDonald's out in Canton and do some shoots outside the McDonald's. I'm getting McDonald's attention. I'm telling them. I have all my friends tag them. Hire me, please. And so we're going to do that, and then he's going to come to the club. And we're gonna
Canton's like, I think that's the location of what, the Hall of Fame? It's like the NFL Hall of Fame's, I think, is in Canton, Ohio.
We wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's when you know of a place, like you hear like things about them. I've never been there, so it's just.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just going to put the GPS on and put the address in that way, you know?
I have
awesome.
a McDonald's question because now I'm so curious.
Yeah.
Okay, so they do those meal deals or whatever, like by people's names. What would be in yours?
Oh, I you know what? What I'm going to
question.
do is I'm going to send you guys my music because I did voiceovers in my set where I was like, oh God, I can't. ChatGPT made this for me too.
Yeah.
All my voiceovers. I was like, look, I'm doing a McDonald's set. ChatGPT, hook me up. And so it wrote all my voiceovers. So it's like in my second part, it's like employee number 69 is now going on break. And I start off by saying like, welcome to Deluxxx, home of the hottest value meal in town. And like, but I'll send you guys the clip just so you can.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But I'm too brain stupid sometimes.
Do you like McDonald's? Like, do you have like a meal that you go
no,
to?
me and my daughter avoid it. Like, we don't even like it. Yeah, no. Maybe snip this out so McDonald's doesn't see it.
McDonald's don't hear this part.
I'll still eat it for the you know, for the.
Yeah, I'll eat it once you pay me. How about that? Pay me and I'll eat it.
No,
That's
it's actually a place we've always avoided. She doesn't like McDonald's. She's more of a Wendy's girl.
My kids are obsessed with like my youngest is always like, I did want a Happy Meal. And I'm like, you're not very happy for a kid that wants a Happy Meal.
He wants the meal to be happy.
Yeah, he wants the meal to be happy.
In order for him to be happy, he needs that meal.
He needs that meal to get him back to square one.
I almost went and got Happy Meals from McDonald's and like put little trinkets in for the judges to like
my
pass
God,
out
you
to
should
them
have.
instead.
You should get a bunch
I
of
went
toys.
there and asked them
So
for
last
extra
minute, I'm gonna
bags,
add
and they've
it.
done it. So
Yeah,
they probably
and
give
then-
you boxes.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna go eventually and like add to it, but for a last minute show, I thought of that after. Like it was too late. I was like, next time.
Dang
Do you
it.
remember those like chicken nugget toys that would like turn into like
Yeah.
other
I was
things?
at
God.
what was
You
it,
did
a
have
Belushi
those?
speedball concert,
Belushi Speedball, yeah.
and they where they throw the trash, and I got hit in the head with one.
Oh my
With a
god.
speedball?
No,
wow.
one of those chicken nugget toys, and I was like, "This is perfect."
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, my kids have been obsessed with. They've been having Minecraft toys, and with everything.
I
with
never
Minecraft.
won a Grimace one.
You want the Grimace toy?
Castillo got one.
Was
and
it the purple one?
Yeah.
That's the one they want too.
Yeah, everyone wants
They've
Grimace.
gotten everyone.
There's a Grimace Minecraft toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Well, it's McDonald's
Weird.
and Minecraft mixed together.
Yeah.
yeah.
Chicken jockey.
Look, I went so far in that show as I bought a ketchup costume.
Oh, God.
I bought a French fry costume and I brought a hamburger costume. And I asked 3 girls, I was like, can you help me be a part of my show? They put these outfits on. And at the end of my show, I had them grab, because I did a paint show. So we had ketchup and mustard bottles. So I had them chase me with the ketchup and mustard bottles and then squirt me at the end with them. So I was being chased by food at the end of my show. I thought that was pretty fun.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like when you say you perform, you like perform. Like you have like an entire like almost choreographed type of idea. Like you have a theme. Like this isn't like small potatoes. No pun intended. Sorry, McDonald's. No small potatoes. They do have tiny fries. But like when you're doing these shows, you're thinking up entire production. How long would be like a production? Like a set?
Contracted.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
So you're doing 15. Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah,
to be doing
and
all
up to 20. It can be, because if the stage, if you're doing good and the club wants you to stay, I'm always like, just if my set's over, just keep playing music.
Yeah, yeah.
Then announce me off if you want. But normally they don't even want you up there that long. They're like, they want their house girls back on stage. Like, you did a good job, but hey, let my house girls make some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like that. Not always. Some really like you up there and whatnot. But that's a long time to like have to do stuff. So I have props. Like I have visual poi. I couldn't get them working for McDonald's, but basically the idea was when you spin them, they show a picture. They're like pixel poi. So I was gonna put the Hamburglar and Grimace and have them spin and do that, but it didn't work. My girlfriend had a jump rope. I had an LED jump rope, and she was like, "I'm gonna switch this photo of McDonald's for you." So I did a jump rope and then did the LED McDonald's, but. Throwing in all these props, and I have like silk poi that I swing, and I do fire eating, and I sword balancing, and I do all these things in elements. A lot of things like the fire and the sword balancing gives me a moment to catch my breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like not dying. But that's, you kind of fill it in with what you can, and then you have your stage props that need to be set in like the perfect spot, and also you have to be considerate, like not to make a mess if you're doing a messy show or whatever else. And like I've been where like a snow machine was going off and it didn't shut off, so like it was getting all over the judges' paper. So there's a lot of things that go into it where you have to be mindful and aware of what you're doing, but also not doing too much where it's like overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting. I mean you have to obviously. How often do you work out? Because you probably have to work out a lot to stay in shape for now.
I ended up having I have this problem where I just keep passing out, so the doctors can't figure it out. I had a spinal
Poor
tap,
girl.
and I had all this, and like they're like, you might have MS, I have permanent brain damage, and they're like, you can never perform again. So
That's the CO2 from before.
I'm telling you, and falling all the time, yes, on my head, unfortunately. And he was like, you can't do this. I sold all my costumes. I sold everything.
Oh, no.
I was
Well, you said you
done.
took a couple years off, right?
Yeah.
For that reason.
And then my girlfriend was like, let's go do a show. I was like, okay, I don't have a costume. She's like, I do. And then within months, I was spending $5,000 and going half with her on like, new props and costumes.
They
and,
drug me back in.
yeah. And then so Denver was my first pageant back. Since then, I'd done a couple bookings here and there. But like that was really kind of my intro where all the tags were coming in and all the things and like everything kind of started coming to me. And then my spa job here, well, it's no more. I won't say much on that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, it's the universe just telling me to keep going. It's not a normal job. It's not something that my grandma would sooner I work at the Dollar General than do what I do, you know. But I love it, and it's not normal, but I make it work because I have living the separate lives. I'm me at home. Don't bother me when I'm on the go or online. That's, you know.
Well, I mean, I think a part of it, though, is like you are like on this other trajectory of like, you know, it's not like a small town stripper, like not to diminish anybody
No,
in working, because people who work are working. You're working, you're providing for your life.
Some of these
but
girls
like,
are becoming doctors and nurses.
Oh, yeah.
Just working their way.
some of them are giving birth.
And even if they are, yes, they are.
On stage, I'm just kidding. That's not
Yeah.
true at all. Theo Hugger Jones, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Or was it Theo Hugger Jones?
Yeah, it was, that
Theo.
sounds right.
Theo
I've seen
Hugger.
that too.
Gosh, for the Hugger, but the Hugger
Yeah,
with
the message. I hope that wasn't you there.
Oh my God! Yeah, we got messaged by one of the girls that works there and was messaging us like, "What, you guys have had so much weird shit happen with us," and we're like, "I apologize. We just make jokes and see what happens."
It just so happens that you guys are the only one left in town.
Yeah,
only
now-
one left in town like that. So
Yeah, it's crazy because at one point we had so many
there was-
clubs.
What
5 or 6?
3 because of the Big Daddy's chains, and then we had what was the one on Markland? Tees.
Tees.
It was
We had
Divas
Divas.
VIP, and then we had
had
the Body Shop.
Body
Shop.
They
I've
were
heard
all
of that
different
one.
names. Divas Tees or Divas VIP was over by like on Vale Street over by like the old.
that was the one
Ollie's.
where I went in there one time and there was a pregnant stripper.
Yeah, it's like hell yeah.
That was
dude.
the only time I saw a pregnant girl.
Yeah. I liked it in there because it was low key. You know what I mean? You weren't gonna. You didn't. If you go to the Hugger, you're gonna see somebody. No, like you're just going.
Yeah, it's a free for all.
There was a girl I know that was in there and she had like the balls that were on fire and she was spinning them one
Oh
time.
hell yeah, dude. And the Hugger?
No, in Big Daddy's.
Oh yeah, Big Daddy's had higher ceilings.
Yeah.
So it made
I was
sense.
gonna say, me and Michaela were the only ones that did fire at the Hugger.
Oh, hell.
She still does it.
I never really
I got
went in the
fired.
Hugger.
Yeah.
Neither. I've never been in any. Well,
Really?
not now.
Yeah.
I moved to
Well-
Kokomo when it was like uncool.
Well, and the Hugger
They
was
had-
notoriously
Damn it.
wasn't women friendly. Like for
Yeah.
I don't know if it is now because it's the only show in town, but I know like before, like it was notoriously like if you were there and a woman they won't dance on you. That was something we were told.
I think it's been more lax. Again, I was fired a few years ago, so but during the time that I was there, I would dance with couples and stuff.
Good.
I don't prefer dancing with women because sometimes they're actually, believe it or not, more aggressive
handsy
than
and
men.
more
Yeah.
aggressive. I've
They
noticed
think
that,
they
too.
can be, yeah.
I think the men know that they can be seen as a threat, and a lot of the women don't see themselves as a threat, and especially like the studs. I've seen studs
Yeah.
do some stuff where I'm like, bro. I mean, literally,
Not me.
bro, chill. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
no,
chill.
I've never been so dry humped so hard, but it was a woman. Like I think my coochie bone hurt. But after I was
trying to scissor you.
Yeah, I definitely didn't want to stop. I think the other weirdest dance that I've ever had was I was dancing for this kid for his birthday. He was early, like 20s, and I'm dancing, and his friend comes and taps me on the shoulder, and he's like, "Can I join?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool, a buddy dance, let's go." He had 3 or 4 more friends. They all came and sat on the wall back there, and I was just all stretched out, you know, and they were just grabbing me and doing their thing, and the easiest $300, $400 I've ever made, like in a matter of 3 songs.
Yeah.
I think it was the strangest thing ever. It was like
getting a boner with the buzz. Like,
yeah, and I'm like, it's usually the girls with the guy, but it's like 4 or 5 guys, and they're all like wanting to touch each other, and I'm like, this is weird.
man.
Like I kind of almost wanted to be home with them that night, you know, just what's going on with you guys? But it was
Fly on the
funny.
wall.
It was probably one of the craziest dances I've ever done.
That's awesome. And what is one of the weird, like, obviously there's probably some really horrible experiences where it's like almost like scary, but not scary because obviously but what's a weird experience that happened that was just like, wow, that I can't believe that happened.
I have one right off the top of my head. It was actually at the Hugger. You know, there's not much security there. I was sitting at the front because you guys know what it looks like in there. So I was like sitting at one of the front tables by the stage. And I was talking to this guy, and his friend was really drunk and just belligerent. And I didn't pay him no mind. His friend was nice, and I was getting ready to get up and go about because I was so tired of his friend. And he was like, we're leaving, and you're coming with me, you know? Yeah. And, oh, God, it was so embarrassing because I didn't realize I was sitting on duct tape on this fucking chair. It was pissing me off. So I'm sitting on duct tape, and I would not give him a kiss. Like, he wanted a kiss on the cheek, and I was like, absolutely not, you know? Grabs me by my head, lifts me off the chair, but I'm stuck to the chair by the duct tape. Good God. And it's like, oh, so the chair falls. He's still got a hold of me. His friend stops him. Nobody saw what happened. And I didn't say anything because at the time I knew better not to say anything. Like, nobody's going to do anything for me. Somebody ended up telling the door guy, and he messaged me, and he was like, just so you know, I barred him for life. And I'm like, that's great. You're not even going to remember who it is in 2 days, but that's fine. Whatever. So it just wasn't. I just appalled to be picked up by my head like that. Like,
picked up by your head?
No, by my head.
You're a kid? You're a kid playing with a kid? Like, wild.
Straight up, his hands were huge, and I'm not a big person, you know, so just straight up lifted. I came in the air, the chair was sticking to me from the duct tape, and then it fell. I was still in the air. It was kind of absurd.
Yeah, it's crazy because I bet way worse things have happened because like in the industry, it is very scary. Like the good thing about us normalizing like sex work as like a culture is that it does take it out of like the black market because there's a lot of people who are sex trafficked in the industry, even more so 20 years ago because it was so faux pas and it wasn't on the internet.
And again, no phones, there's no internet, no location sharing, nothing. We had none of those things.
Yeah, nowadays you can like air tag yourself to safety, hopefully.
Or somebody can air tag you and you don't know.
Do you feel like it's much safer now than when you started?
No.
It's like the same. Or worse.
I feel like a lot of the clubs do a lot for you as far as to keep you safe. Like I've usually at the clubs, they have security walk you in and they have you walk you out, but that doesn't save you like when you're going down the road or you stop at the gas station. So I always like when I'm traveling, especially in a place I don't know, even in the places you do know, be more careful, but like I'll get my gas before work so I don't have to stop in the middle of the night. If I'm thinking maybe I want a snack later, I'm going to grab that then. So I don't have to get out. So
I think the same way too. If I'm going anywhere at night by myself
like,
anyway.
Just living the life of a womaness. See, when I was
I'm also like I'm short and I'm small and I feel like I'd be easier to catch.
Are you over your shoulder?
I know I'm out of shape right now. I can't run.
No, I can't. I've got asthma. I'm going to be an easy
pass out spell.
I mean, just kidding. I'm not an easy subject.
Yeah, you're easy target.
Totally. I carry, and I always carry like my knives and stuff like that. But like a lot of the time when you're flying, you can't.
Yeah.
It's so.
Buy a new knife in every
you're
city.
out of town a lot too. You're out of in places that you're not. Like,
you can check can you check a knife?
Yeah.
If you needed to check a knife.
I think in your like carry, not in your carry-on, like in your actual suitcase. Yes.
That's about it.
But then like it's getting to your hotel and then I'm so lazy. When I get to my hotel, I'm usually so tired from traveling that day. Like before I came here, I was in the airport for 12 hours. My connect kept getting delayed because I was in Cody, Wyoming, so we took a small plane to Denver. Denver's the worst. Oh God, it's the worst.
The airport there is
worst
wild.
Airport, and so I'm there for like 3 hours, like extra waiting, and then 4 hours, and then by the time I got home, it was 12:31, an hour drive from the airport. So I'm constantly exhausted. Like I said, this was my first responsibility since being back, and I set my alarm last night. I was like, I'm not ready for this.
I apologize.
No, I agreed to it. I'm totally fine. I needed to get going on some stuff. My week starts tomorrow, so.
Well, I mean, I know for sure, like people can find you. Like, do you have an Instagram, right? Like, is it Delilah Deluxxx?
Yeah, usually all of mine are Delilah_Deluxxx on there. So
this is the spelling, so people can kind of see, and then just imagine the underscore.
It's usually with 2 X's.
Okay.
Sometimes
I'm gonna put it up whenever we go so people can see it, and if they need to look at if they're like I want to go check it out and see where you're at. And I know like you probably have like all the social media so people can find you anywhere.
Yeah, the great thing about that website is my girlfriend Bailey Fox made it. She made it for features like us that were having issues with, we can have our booking information on there now. We have our photos. We have all of our links on there.
Yeah.
So many times that somebody's like, oh, what do you have? Like, 'cause you're sending them 5 different links to something.
Yeah.
So she created this space for us. We can sell merch on this website, and it's amazing what she did with it. So
What's her name? Say her out one more time.
Bailey Fox.
Bailey Fox.
Yeah. I'll tag her in I'll tag her in the video too.
Yeah. I mean, that's the great thing that is the one thing about social media is you can network with other people who can like elevate you in ways. And this like Bailey Fox is obviously helping the community by elevating. And I know there's so many different, layers and levels to all this stuff. So I know you invested in yourself recently. Are you able to talk about, how you invested in yourself a little bit?
Some of these.
Yeah. I know it's something that you had a journey thing that you were talking about for a minute on there with it. And
yeah.
Because it kind of takes you out of commission for a minute.
Well, that and at the, not to get too much into personal stuff.
Yeah.
Don't need anybody coming after me. But at the day before my surgery, my daughter was dropped off with me. We had an every other week schedule, and let's just say I've had her ever since, and she never got picked back up. So I went from having like my tour schedule be every other week and knowing that week I can go and do whatever I want and then be home. Well, the day before the surgery, I had it scheduled. That Monday I was driving her to and from school while still, and I drove a big car at the time. So it ended up becoming I had her all the time. And so I was healing here, and it took way longer than I expected. I went big, and I understood the process, but I went so big that my boobs were up in my collarbone. Like, it was crazy. I didn't know if they were ever going to drop.
Swollen from being swollen, right?
Yeah. And they have to drop into the pocket that's made for them.
Oh, okay.
So you have, I should have done my research because I told my doctor, I told him what I did, and I didn't even give him a size. I was like, look, dude, just go big or go home. As big as you can. And he did. He did his job. And then he retired 6 months later. So I'm like, dude, that sucks. But
I finally got him as big as I wanted. I'm done.
Yeah.
This is as big as I wanted to go. I'm out.
He's like, I can't ever do any better.
He's like, I'm done. I finished. You're good. The thing is, though, is I do need them redone. We did 2 different sizes. So and now that one didn't drop all the way, like one of it's stuck in the sidewall of my boob, like it attached to the lining. Yeah, it's kind of painful. So you may look at them and be like, those are nice. And I'm over here like, oh, God.
This one is.
Yeah. And then I don't know there's something going on with this one, but they don't look the same. So I'm going to redo them one more time and then just be done with it. Because any more after that, I'm not going to keep pushing for surgeries. But I had Ava, and I had to just take care of her for a while. And then all my health issues started. I collapsed in someone's building. And and then I was rushed to the hospital and then found out I had all this stuff wrong with me. So I was just healing, and really it's been 2 years now, and I'm just now feeling like they're where I want them, where they're healed. So I'm like, good God, I'm going to wait as long as I can to do it again.
Give yourself a little bit of a respite from all that. Because, surgeries are tough. I had my first surgery, and it was an appendix taken out, and that was small. I can't imagine, like, waking up and being like...
I've been in a coma. I've had over 14 surgeries.
You've been in a coma?
Yeah.
How long?
A month. I was 14. I had mono, which turned to pneumonia, which turned to infectious disease, and my mom was smoking cigarettes above
That's why you wouldn't kiss a dude. Now it's all coming full circle. Like, I'm not kissing you. I'm not getting mono again.
No,
Fuck
thank
that.
you. Yeah. And then my lungs, I started throwing up blood, and my mom was like, you need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
You think, woman? Bless her, rest her soul or whatever. But... There we go. I was in Howard for 3 days. They rushed me down to Riley, and I remember, like, you know how, like, when you're sick, they like just rotate your temperature, like they don't fix you, like just deal with it. They were taking hot packs, cold packs every second on and off of me.
Oh man!
Because my dad had to come sign the papers, and I remember being pushed back into this room, and I remember like, shit, I'm scared. I wasn't scared until this moment. Because you walk in, there's all these like silver equipment and all this stuff around you. Black, and I was black for a while. I woke up in like diapers and had to relearn how to walk. It was crazy.
You have a story, girl.
Yeah.
You have a wild story.
I had 7 major lung surgeries. I had 3 tubes sticking out of my back. Funny enough, the boobs actually like grabbed the scar and pulled it onto my boob because they took so much skin and stretched it. So now my scar is on my boob. But that was rough. And I had 2 kidney surgeries. But any surgery that's insane.
Yeah, they're tough.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, especially like that coma stuff, man.
Yeah,
Cortni, you had a surgery not too long ago.
I've had like 14 surgeries.
The one most recent one was pretty tough on you, though, right? You said
Oh yeah, I had weight loss surgery 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I had the skin removed on my stomach. So it was like but the recovery from that has been absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, you had
like
a tough time with it.
I can't.
recovering?
It's been a year, and I still like don't have full movement of my like hips and stuff.
Yeah, that's rough. With my arms and like raising them for a while, like all my muscles and stuff, they still kind of don't feel right like, when I'm doing things. So like we talked about pole earlier. I was like, I don't do as much anymore. Just
Yeah, it would hurt. It hurts to do anything like that. Like I used to go on walks and stuff all the time, and I like be outside and running around and swimming. Like I went to the gym with him, and I was trying to swim, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't hold my legs up anymore.
Yeah, you were having a tough time with that.
It was
how long
like,
did they say your recovery was?
They said it would be about a year, but like I feel like they messed it. I feel like it was not done the way it should have
been. Did you go
been.
back and see a doctor? And like,
they said everything's fine and it's healing great, and I just feel like my muscles were ruined.
Yeah.
Because like it was 3 months of me not being able to walk upright, and like it was just miserable.
Yeah, I can imagine because having
effects.
that stretched and pulled away.
And like I had scars that were up here and they are now down here.
Oh my god!
So it's just like where your scar.
Not to bring up
was,
Papa
like,
Roach again, but our scars remind us the past. Is
Shut
real,
the fuck
so
up.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm just over here, never had a surgery. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I had my first. Like my first was at
See, when
37.
Jordan had his first, and he's like all like,
I'm fine now.
"Oh my god, I had a surgery," and I'm like, "Bro, I've had like."
I'm a man.
Surgery.
Well, you also, had a C-section.
I've had
and
my
stuff,
heart
too.
cauterized. Like,
I think
you
I'm
did?
so used to it, which you shouldn't be used to such a thing.
I know. I think we're just. I think we're
Surgery.
just like to the point where it's like, oh, another one. I get out of work for a little while.
DJ Khaled,
Me some
another
more
one.
with some needles.
Another one.
Yeah.
Like, oh yay, I get to take a few naps and get some painkillers.
Yay.
Like,
Yeah, and then like my spinal tap, they stuck that 8-inch needle in my spine. That hurt. That
oh yeah.
walking, like even my back still. Oh yeah, it still hurts.
Yeah.
Like the thing, I didn't feel it really. Like, but it's the after that really hurt. Because you
The
don't
after
do really
effects.
good, but you're awake while they do it too, and you can actually watch it. Like they have your X-ray pulled up, so you can see the needle go in between your spine and like pull the fluid. You know.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Pass out.
that's how my heart surgery was. They had my heart, like the monitor up on the screen, and I'm laying down, and they have me strapped down.
Like, oh, that's me.
But they had me strapped, and like I can see it, and like the way my heart was is I would go into SVT and it would raise my heart rate because like one cell of my heart would be off, and it would try to make the others go off. So
Yeah.
it would be up.
Mine regurgitates.
Yeah, it would get up to like 220, and I could never get it back down. So then they'd have to stop my heart and restart it to get my heart to
scary.
reset. And so they had to go in and they had to find the cell, and they said that they had gotten to the point where they couldn't find the cell enough. If they had to go one more over, I would have had to have like a like the fake heart.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
Like
a valve put in or something.
Yeah.
So basically, you got really lucky.
Yeah.
so you're awake.
But yeah, they make you stay awake, and the way my heart was, it was like it would feel like an anxiety attack, but then it would like your heart rate goes up, and it feels like a really big pump in your heart, and then it would keep going up, and I would never get it to stop. So the way it happened was like I would use my inhaler and the albuterol, since it raises your heart rate, it would do it. And then what was it? They have to try and make it happen while you're doing the surgery so they can find where it's at.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get it to happen, so they're pumping me full of adrenaline
Your
while
heart just
I'm
wasn't in
tied
it.
down.
All right, sorry. Your
I
heart
was
just wasn't in
tied
it.
down, being pumped full of adrenaline, and adrenaline makes you like shake and like.
No wonder Matt's always tying you down. They opened up something for you.
I mean, I discovered a lot that day.
I joke and
was
stuff, but yeah, this shit sounds
It
scary
was
as hell to me
scary.
for both of you. I mean, I'm happy you guys are both still here. That's number one.
Still kicking. I'm all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, my appendix is fine. It's out of my body now. I'll be all right.
Like appendix, like
Did you keep it in a jar?
Out of all those surgeries, I still have my appendix.
I still have my appendix. I don't have a gallbladder, but I do have an appendix.
Yeah.
Like, how is that still there? I'm
Yeah,
waiting for it
still
to
hanging
explode
out.
any day
Every
now.
time something hurts on my side, I'm like, it's starting.
Yeah.
You're right. I'd rather have stomach issues than heart issues, so I'll take my shit over yours, to be honest with you.
I also can't breathe ever, so
Well,
that's great.
All right.
As I sit here with my
I need
vape.
to collect more medical.
I know. I definitely want to talk a little bit to you, Annie, because obviously you've been, how long you've been in Kokomo for a minute now? How long you been?
God, I think it's been like 3 years.
Yeah, and you kind of got into the weirdest group ever of people that do so much weird shit.
You really did.
Like skits, comedy. Like you're starting to do all that stuff. We have, like I said, we wrote a movie and like specifically wrote a part that we're like, like obviously. The part we wrote age-wise does not work for you whatsoever, so we're gonna have to like put you in makeup and stuff. It's gonna be really funny, but I'm just imagining the character work being so good. So one of the things that you've gotten really great at is going on to a lot of these posts, these viral posts, and trolling. Like you've had some of your comments on these posts are like hundreds and hundreds of. How does your phone, like how do you react when you're like, oh shit, I didn't know this was gonna happen?
Push notifications are turned off.
Same. Now you know how we feel.
No, thank you. I knew
Yeah.
as soon as you talk to me, I'm gonna start coughing.
Oh yeah, I got both of you two both dying over here. You guys both got popcorn lung or something, dude.
Probably
On them vapes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my push notifications are definitely off. I know it's such like it seems so childish, but it's so fun.
Isn't it? It's fun, right? Like we come up with these stories, and then it's fun because like a lot of people get to go play in the comments because like that's really like going and playing in the comments.
More than half the people believe it, and then so when she's out there trolling, that just makes it even better.
And usually you'll take the side, like you're on the side of the horrible thing, which is like what we do when we write the stories. Like we're usually on the side of the horrible, or like sympathetic to that. So people then are like, well, you guys must be like, one of the things that we got were like, you guys must be transphobic. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Like we're dog whistling them to call them out so that we can make fun of them. That's the whole point. It's the dog pile after.
Yeah.
And it happens so often in the comments that we'll like the most recent one that Brian and I came up with, that we were sitting there talking. He was like, I have this idea. I don't know if you've heard, but like at the speedways, they have this type of race called midget sprints. They're called midget sprints. They've been called midget sprints forever. We even looked up. They've been called midget sprints since 1933. So we're like, well, let's pretend like the woke mob's coming for midget sprints, and they want to change the name of midget sprints. And so like we're going through and we're writing the story out. Brian and I are, and then at some point I'm like, well, let's play on the fact that like we're changing language, but like there's already so much problematic language in it. So like one of the sentences I wrote was like, so the other day when I blew a tranny at the drag race, like obviously if you you can either say that at RuPaul's Drag Race, or you can say that at an actual like race. But the other day when I blew a tranny at the drag race, you know, I stopped and talked to the people, and they said, you know, we really have to change the language in racing because, you know, it can be misconstrued. Like it's stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
And then of course we changed the name of midget sprints to chode sprints, which is not much better. Like it's a horrible, but that's like the joke. And then you end up getting so many comments, and people are just there. So
they don't get it.
95% of interactions on that post are people who are not affiliated with the page at all. So when people are like, how people from Kokomo are so stupid, they keep falling for this. I'm like, you guys don't realize this isn't people from Kokomo. This is people who they're
this is
scrolling
going viral to other states. Like,
are we
it's
going to talk about
like Texas even? I think.
Yeah.
The news has had like.
Yeah,
doing
that's one of the things I did want to bring up. You tagged me and Brian and Courtney and the Kokomo Press, and there's this thing happening in Texas right now where the legislature in Texas is trying to ban gender ideology in schools because there's litter boxes in the bathrooms.
Is that, I've seen a post about that.
Favorite.
Oh God.
No joke. We wrote that like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
2022. God. We made a joke that there were litter boxes in the Kokomo High, and it went like uber viral. Was saw by like 15 million people saw that post. They talked about it in Congress. So many, and so that same day that you tagged me in it, Corey Kotkowski tagged me in it, Dan West tagged me in a different version of their conversation. So like all these people are like, hey, what'd you guys do? Because now people really believe there's litter boxes in the bathrooms.
And he said, name one source of a place that they could it.
I wanted so bad for them to be like, well, I was on the Kokomo Press the other day, and
you should have went on and tagged the post.
Yeah, I should have. Like, hey man, here's this. Well, I reshared it recently because it popped up like the 2 or 3 year anniversary of it. So I was like, I'm gonna reshare it. I didn't know this was even going on in Texas right now, so it was an app thing to do. Now.
It's viral on TikTok. There's like moms posting. They're like, you know, they just took my son's litter box away. I can't send him back to school.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
So your next stage performance, you bring a litter box out, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna
be a furry, like a sexy furry.
I'm gonna get some paws.
Can you sing? Can you do Defying Gravity?
No.
From the music video.
I have terrible balance, but you know we'll work that out later.
We don't want her to fall on her head again.
You know, I just gotta make pissing in a litter box sexy. I think I can do that.
You can do it.
Get like a spray bottle and like put it in your arm, and then like just squat and like
spray. I'll get a tube. You know, like how they do when, before probation, they just pop a hole in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just do that. We'll just see a little kitty, finger,
Yeah. Big kitty, little kitty. We're both here.
It's funny. It's for my pageant out there. I was figuring out what show I was going to do. I was going to do a circus themed act.
Yeah.
And I had my friend, he works on porn set. So he had just been sent these like 2 big bear mascot-y costumes. And I'm like, what if I get inside the bear costume and he's in a bear costume and then I come out as like the ringleader and he doesn't know it. And then I'm just tearing this bear all up and down the stage, like humping the bear and doing all this other stuff. So like, that's such a fun idea. Like as far as like bringing animals on, but
it has to be fun sitting there, like kind of like storyboarding mentally. And I mean, maybe probably physically as well, writing down like these ideas. Like, are you like doing something else and you'll be like, somebody inspires you and you're like, ooh, I could do that. And then you're like, I got to write this down really quick.
Yeah, I have ChatGPT keep all of my stuff.
Yeah,
like, and
smart.
ChatGPT knows when Stacia's talking, and then it knows when Delilah's talking. So it uses my Delilah name when I'm doing my showgirl stuff too. So it has all these like ideas. And then I'm like, oh wait, we're jumping to something else. They're like, okay, we're putting this up for later. So I have like all stuff that I haven't even created yet. That's
so it's like you use ChatGPT as almost like a personal assistant.
Yeah,
like
lately, because before ChatGPT it's only been in my life for 6 months. Okay. I'm amazed by it. It's created me menus. It created, like I said, it created my McDonald's voiceovers and intros, and created it gave me ideas to do. It's the one that told me to buy costumes for everybody, like the ketchup, mustard, and hamburger, or fries, not mustard. But it just gives me all these ideas, and so like I just kind of pinboard it, and I have a couple others right now, and I'm going to be going in June. I'm going to be working with a girl named Janine Jericho. She was the host of the Clash of the Titans pageant in Denver.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be working with her, and she's going to just train me up to where I need to be. Because even where I'm at now, I've been doing it a decade, and I still feel like I'm not there, like where I need to be. But she'll get me there. So I'm going to go do more training and
just protect your. Maybe what you should do is you should do like a boxing performance, so you can wear one of those helmets, so that if you do fall.
Oh my God, yeah. There's a girl that does one.
Okay,
She does a really good show like that.
That's smart. I mean, I think that would be probably the most like creatively satisfying.
With a sexy neck brace.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's that? $1 Million Baby. Do a $1 Million Baby.
She's just been smothered and she's dying at the end. Oh, there you go.
One of my favorites is the girls that do like stretcher shows. They do like the straight jackets.
Yes.
One of the girls made like an fake electrocuted chair and like did the strap, like it's, and then you get the scenes behind you where you got flash strobes going off behind you and stuff, kind of like a haunted house almost.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Like that.
See, that's how I would want to do it.
Yeah.
Like haunted house stuff.
Courtney, you are our like costume matriarch. Like you are. She does our. When we did Dead Alfredo, she made the costume.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really creative.
You're so creative. It was just pieces of yarn.
Glued yarn to a shirt.
Hey, it looked cool. It looked good.
I'm gonna message you and be like, hey, I'm doing this show. What do you think?
What do you think?
Okay, you got any ideas?
Do it.
About like you with your ChatGPT and everything, like you're really doing it for business and everything. And last time I used it, I was like, what would a jumping spider look like with pants on?
Oh my God.
There's levels to this.
I asked ChatGPT for a brutal comeback that was because I was fighting with somebody, but it was also somebody important. I did.
I love it.
And I told ChatGPT what happened, and they were like, damn, Stacia, that was a brutal move. But moving forward, and then they wrote me out like something that was like respectful, professional. And I was like, that's exactly what I would have never said. I'm sending it.
Like ChatGPT is like
I
bringing you down.
Yeah.
The smartass post that Outhouse made. Me, Matt, and Jesse were doing it on ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring up the fact that your man loves ChatGPT and hangs out. I don't use AI hardly for anything other than maybe like a visual reference whenever I go do something. Like I really probably should. It'll probably help me a lot. But at the same time, I have this purity of I wrote this thing. My fiance was like posting about, which my fiance Shelby.
I do, yes.
And she would posted this thing about, we went to the Cheesecake Factory for my birthday and blah blah blah. And then I was like, actually, what you should have wrote was, my angel of a boyfriend took me to to a shopping trip and blah blah blah. And then she was like, did you write that or ChatGPT? And it made me laugh because I've had people be like, when I write things, it looks like ChatGPT. Like the way I write when I write, like for the podcast, I had somebody ask me, they were like, hey, do you use ChatGPT when you write the description of the podcast? I'm like, no, I sit here for 30 minutes. Like, what do I say next? Cause I don't.
You could just use ChatGPT to write it.
I'm not.
You could.
To.
It would.
I like that. I like my touch too.
They don't have to write it. You can give them your touch and be like, this is what's going on. This is what I want it to feel.
It writes
and it
it
can give
as
you
it's
options.
you.
Hey, ChatGPT, touch me. That's what I'm going to say.
It'll say, I wish I could, but I can't.
Wait till your teenagers get a hold of it and they're feeling real emotional and they really have something to say. And they're like, this is how I'm feeling. My daughter did it to me. I received a paragraph last week. And, it's so well, like, articulated and written and it's just beautiful. And you're like, I know you didn't write that.
You didn't do that.
But she's like, but it's how I
using
feel.
it as a fight.
Yeah.
Probably impossible to be a teacher right now for that reason. Because, like, you have to, like, you're like, I know. Get in, James, get in here. I know you didn't write this. I've seen your writing. You use the wrong 2, 2, and 2 all the time. So I'm not gonna believe this was you. Yeah, it has to be because I remember when we were kids, it was just like what are the Cliff Notes was like. Don't use Cliff Notes because I'll ask questions outside of the Cliff Notes, and now it's like don't use every tool on the internet like that.
Yeah,
So
I would even.
I was writing. I did a semester last year, and in my English class, I was getting marked, and I had the most horrible. I haven't been on a computer, done this stuff in over. It's been 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm trying to do the best I can, and it's still like AI wrote that for you. I'm getting flagged left and right. And I'm like, no, I swear I spent hours last night till 4 a.m. getting this done. It's not AI. But now I'm like, might as well use AI anyway if you're gonna flag me for it.
Yeah. Like it's horrible.
Yeah.
What's weird is
It's horrible. I want to bring up a couple of things. This next week, my band Grainger is going to be in at the North End Pub in Lafayette. The Doomer presents Halfway to Halloween Hard and Heavy featuring Grey Garden, Raise Your Grave, Coyote Man, Strands of Serenity, and Sick Moses. That's at the North End Pub on Saturday, May 10th. Doors open at 7 p.m. The music's going to start at 7:30. It's a $10 cover, 21 plus only, but costumes are encouraged. So this is like their halfway to Halloween. Like, so dress up, have a good time. Let's pretend like it's Halloween in the middle of fucking May. Let's have a good time because it's going to be good.
That's the best holiday. Yeah.
I know, man.
We still haven't decided what we're doing.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing something as a band?
We talked about, I can't give it away, obviously, but we talked about doing something small, like nothing, like not like a group, but like something during the set, like to like do something.
Okay, because I'm trying to plan my outfit, and I need you guys to figure out what the fuck. No, me and Matt have to
Me and
match.
Matt are actually doing a couple.
No, you're not.
Matt and I are doing a couple.
No, you're not.
We could dress up as the band and go.
Are you coming? Are you coming with us? Are you coming?
Probably.
Hell yeah.
We'll try.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Me, Matt, and Michael are all supposed to be the same thing.
Yeah.
But different. Do you want to
Michael,
also be one?
obviously.
No, we were going to add you to it too.
Okay, good. I have such fun.
It's wrestling. It's got to be wrestling related. If it's Michael, no. Okay.
It's
You don't have to tell.
I'm not telling you.
All right, you're gonna tell me. Tell me. No. Tell me now. You have to tell me now.
No.
Anyway. No, that's fine.
I can't get Matt to do it, though.
But we do have that show coming up, and then obviously Grey Garden, it was going to be at Outhouse for In the Hourglass Canopy EP release, the official release. It's gonna be Grey Garden, Pathetic, and $10 cover, all ages. That's gonna be on May 24th. Doors open at 6, shows at 7. That's 109 East Sycamore in downtown Kokomo, Indiana. Lovely downtown Kokomo, Indiana. We were actually.
Hey, Matt made that flyer.
He did.
Good
I
job.
think he did.
No, he didn't.
No?
Not that one. No, that one.
he
That's
made the
the
other one.
EP thing. Yeah. He made the newer one.
Never mind.
I don't have the new one. But I do know. Last night I was there actually for a show at Outhouse Records for 3 different bands that were there. Steve's in the band. I Eat Worms, and the third one was. I know it, but I can't remember it. Do you remember what it's called? Dang it.
It was
I don't know.
one
They
in
were
the middle.
They were from Indy. Was there 4 bands? I thought there was
3.
Yeah, I know Steve was in the band. Is in the middle. It was Steve in the band. I Eat Worms, and then the last one was a band from Indy that because
I can't remember.
Guitar player / singer kept having this issue with his guitar and his amp whistling. It was driving me crazy. But yeah, it was a fun show last night. So make sure you guys check out Outhouse Records whenever you can. We do an open mic weekly.
We do. I
was not there at the open mic this last week, but Cortni was, and she helped run a good show with Messy Gravis and Sean D at Outhouse Record. Comedy has risen, free entry. That's on Thursdays, every Thursday. Doors open at 7, and the show starts at 8 p.m. We have comics show up. This last week we had 4 comics from Fort Wayne.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they drove up Rob Hayes, Kay Banks, who's actually been on shows with us before, Ken Carlson, and then I don't know the last name of the other comics. Eric Markham.
Did you find a new spot?
Yeah, we're doing Outhouse Records, actually, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that's our friends. We were kind of going between spots for a minute because we were trying to find another bar because we wanted like food and drinks, but we're like, man, let's just go to Outhouse. They have a great stage.
Yeah.
And we like it.
And they almost got shut down for us. So.
Yeah, they did almost get shut down for us because they were going to do a temporary thing for us just to get started. started again because we had another place in town that decided that while we were off for 2 weeks, they were going to start one the same time we did ours.
I
very weird,
about that. Yeah,
grimy type of stuff. But
not okay.
Yeah, I think they've already quit though. Like I don't think they did it last week. I mean, they might turn it into a
I don't know.
monthly.
They blocked me, so I can't see anything.
Well, you did kind of go a little
I
wild.
was a different person then. They chose the wrong day of the week.
That wasn't me. That was Tiffany or whatever. What is that? What is it? That wasn't me. That was, what's the name of the, you ever seen that show, the movie?
No.
Or the
No.
dude, you know what I'm talking about? The
No,
bald guy.
never.
You know the bald guy, James McAvoy, when he plays the crazy? That was it. Exciting things are happening at the Kokomo Press. Yeah, very exciting things. Not only are we bringing you comedy shows, an open mic once a week, skits, videos, funny jokes on our page, and satire news stories, but now you can support us by going to kokomopress.shop. It's that simple. You go to kokomopress.shop, you find a t-shirt, you find a hat, maybe in the future some stickers and some posters. You go on there, you buy one of those from us, and percentage of the proceeds will go to us and help support what we do. We appreciate every person who just likes, subscribes, does all that. But if you go to kokomopress.shop and you buy something, we'll know who you are. You send us a photo of it. We will post it on our page and shout it out. Thank you so much. Go to kokomopress.shop, buy all your shirts and hats needs, and support the Kokomo Press. Thank you guys so much. kokomopress.shop. That wasn't me. That was Patricia. That wasn't me. That was Patricia. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know movies at all.
Whatever. I don't.
You
I
date
don't.
Matt. Shouldn't you know movies?
No.
I did. I will
Matt
say
knows
this
the
though.
movies for me.
Brian and I were able to go check out Brick Street. I don't know if you guys have heard of Brick Street Deli.
You
in
got
Ocean
bricked
Co.
up with the.
Are they finally open?
Well, they did like a soft opening this last week, and we kind of went through. If you signed up for their newsletter, you got the dates that the hours they were open, because they're kind of get their process before they really open and start getting
I'm
crazy.
excited. No more White's Meat Market in town.
I know.
Please
This
give
is
me
my
that shit.
Sammy. It was beautiful. It was called the Rust Belt, and that's here's a. I was cheating a little bit. I don't know if I'm allowed to show this, but I'm going to. Here's a little bit of so screenshot this if you want to know what the menu is like. I got
Midwest Muff,
like,
and it's called.
What?
It was the Midwest Muff.
Midwest. I dove. There's a Midwest Muff.
Can't wait to dive into that.
It's mortadella. Ayo.
Getting bricked up with the bud.
Getting bricked up. I was joking. I was like, what if I went on Yelp and it was like Brick Street, more like Prick Street. These guys were so mean to me. I'm just like messing around, being a dick, just being.
Don't do that.
I know, I'm not going to. They were great. They were really, really nice to us. Actually, we had a good time. Also, one more thing of promotion before I quit doing this. I was at Helium for the first time ever, which was pretty cool. I did do Helium Comedy Club for the first time. I don't know why I'm showing that. That wasn't on purpose. I thought I had other photos, but they must have disappeared. Oh, they're in front of it. Maybe I should go the other direction. But yeah, I was at Helium for the first time this last week. I actually had a really good time doing it. It was very, very different, compared to our local shows that we do.
Was it?
Yeah, there were like 25, 27 comics on the docket, and you get 3 minutes. So imagine, I'm used to 3 minutes.
It was weird because I saw it because you sent it, and it was like there was some people with 3 and then some with 5, but they were in between like the 3s.
Yeah, so like a couple of the people that got 5 are like people who have won Indie's Funniest at Helium, so they get a little bit preferential treatment.
It was just weird how it was set up where it was like in the middle of.
Yeah, I sent the
I
list
don't know.
to you. Yeah.
Were you more nervous?
It's funny because like I'm nervous in like a weird way. I'm not nervous for what I'm doing. I'm nervous for like the procedure. Like okay, so like one of the things to tell you is don't crowd the green room. That's what they say. Don't crowd the green room, which is, the back stage area. And I'm like, okay, fine. They're like, wait till there's like 2 or 3 comics before you then go back there. So like my nervousness is, how soon did that guy go back there? Like, okay, did he do 2 or 3? Because I want to know when I should go back there. I don't want to be in anybody's way. I don't want to be that guy that's like hanging out. So like the procedural things are what get me nervous. Once I get on stage, I felt like, as far as like you got to hear it, I was snappy, really clear. Like I didn't even fuck up any words. Like I was really, my process was perfect. I will say I probably did closer to 4 minutes because like the light's like over here and they like show it when you have a minute left. So at 2 minutes, they show it to you. And they tell you to prepare 3 to 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, you could get up to 5. Okay. So I prepared the full 5, didn't get anywhere near that. So I ended up getting blinked off at full. So my last punchline, I got a huge laugh off of it, but I think I could have got a better laugh if I didn't see the light flashing. Because once the light's flashing, that means they're going to start playing you off soon. Yeah. So I got kind of like, oh shit, I better hurry up. So I finished with that joke about my son being taller than me, and the awkward part is when he started passing his clothes down to me, and that got a big laugh, and then I was like, thank you guys. So it ended up going all right, but very interesting. Like Does that happen to you ever when like you're doing a new stage and you get there and you're like, oh God, there's a lot of people a lot of times.
Usually I get my own room when I go places.
That's smart.
If the club has it. So I don't really have to where they come grab me and they let me know. I do get nervous about performing on new stages, especially if I have to hang aerial or like there's scuffs on the floor or there's dents that I don't know about, like you're used to somewhere, you know what to look out for. But I think that's really all with me, that I get nervous about new places only because you're around a bunch of new girls.
Yeah.
And staff. Usually it's amazing, but sometimes you have those moments like I had a DJ get fired because I don't know if you've ever seen my posts about how people call me transgender all the time.
See, I was going to bring that up, but I wasn't sure if that would be, because I thought that's such a weird thing that people do. You clearly look like a woman. I don't get it. Like, I don't know why. Yeah. What do you think that is? Why do they? Is it because you got? It's probably because you got.
It's the strong cheekbones, maybe.
It's that, and I didn't have my boobs when this had happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like still new. This DJ had messaged me on Facebook and was like, oh, I'm going to try to talk to get you out in this club. We're going to have you out. And I was like, okay, cool. And then he goes, I can't wait to see my first transgender feature. My jaw dropped. I was like, are you serious? So I messaged a girl that had been in the industry a long time and knew everybody and kind of looked out for everybody. And within 10 minutes, she had the owner on my line of the club. And he was like, I just fired him. You have a booking. You're going to come out.
Yeah.
Well, I get there and he got fired. And I'm on stage, and I noticed that there's more girls that work there at my stage than usually are at like these events, and they're not looking at me; they're looking down here. And so I'm like,
if you're a dude,
yeah, and you can tell, like, and I had already known. So I'm sitting at this table after my show, and I'm talking to these two guys that were traveling out, and this girl comes up to me, and now she's looking at my throat, and she's like, "So just so you know, the DJ told everybody before you left that you were trans." I was like, okay, cool. And then about 10 minutes later, I started my period in their bathroom where everybody saw, and there was no toilet paper. I'm like, is that woman enough for you?
Yeah,
I mean,
it sucks anyway that you'd have to explain, because even like if there's a transgender model that's gets booked, you get booked. Who gives a shit?
Rude as shit. Either way,
I think it was because I was in and using their bathroom too. So if
they're being weird about it.
And I think this is also way before all of this movement with everything with. With the bathrooms and this and that, it was a big thing. And then it just kind of went on for years after that.
Yeah.
But I think that was the most I was ever like in a position where I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because they're, staring right at your vagina that they think is a penis.
Yeah.
And it was uncomfortable.
You just start putting a bulge in there just to fucking lean in.
I think I'm just going to use it to like help trans people, and just instead of thinking of it as a bad thing, people keep. Use it. You think dick? Okay. Here's my OnlyFans link. If you want to find out.
Yeah, use it as a marketing tool. That's awesome. That's a smart way to do it.
Do it as like you think you find out what I am.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost the saddest part is like the transphobia has taken over, that now like they're so like trans aware that they're like, oh, even women are trans now, and I'm like, chill the fuck out. Like who cares what they have down there? Like either you enjoy the show or you don't. Like
exactly.
I mean, and if you do and it makes you feel a certain type of way, maybe you need to look at yourself inward and figure out.
You should look inward about.
Don't be my friend because you think I'm a man, then don't be my friend. I don't want to be your friend.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, you're pretty petite. Like both you and Courtney are tiny women.
Yeah, I think online I look a lot bigger than I am too.
You have a presence about you.
Yeah, and I have really long legs, so when I do my photos like that and I wear my heels, I look kind of ginormous. And then you meet me in person, and I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
And so I think also that plays into it because I can look really big in photos.
I wonder if the tattoo, if they're like, because you had a geometric shape, they're like, oh, she's trying to hide her Adam's apple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like that might be, they're like reading way too deep into every part of you in order to try to discover something. I think they're just
trying to hide their gay thoughts. Like they want me to have a penis because they're attracted to me. And they're like, oh, well, that would just be a perk,
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because the DJ said that to you, but also like he was excited. So I mean, he wasn't transphobic. Technically, he was actually excited to have you there.
He was such a hater. I ended up getting so many hater messages.
Oh man,
like, so you should have. I didn't even know you. You were like 5 messages deep at that point. Like, so
he just shut his fucking mouth. Maybe he did found something out himself and not had to worry about it.
He wasn't anybody important in the industry. Like there are people like there's an industry of DJs. They call themselves the Pandas, and they help the features a lot, and they support us, and they really push for us and stuff.
Good.
But he was a nobody, and he deserved to
Do you know why they call themselves the Pandas?
I don't know.
Honestly,
It stands for something. It's
an acronym of some sort.
Something,
like
yeah.
the P, the A, everything.
I think so, yeah. And then they do like the little, you remember when Walmart was selling all them big masks, like the panda masks
Yeah.
and stuff. So we grab some of those and we do videos with them with the panda masks
That's
on
awesome.
and stuff. So
I know that like a lot of the conspiracy theorists, when they think of panda, they immediately think of like child stuff, like child predator stuff. So that's why I was like, have you ever heard of that?
No, I've never even
Yeah,
heard of that.
it's a huge thing. If you don't, I mean, you don't look it up unless you want to know. Like it's not
Oh my
that.
gosh.
But like the panda thing, it had something to do with some type
You're
of
over
like.
here like, why are they calling themselves?
Well, I'm like, I would stay as far away from panda. I would stay far away from panda, but also I'm thinking, I got broads in Atlanta, panda, you know that song.
That's one of the panda
It's a good song.
Yeah.
It's a good song. Have you ever? I probably know the answer to this, but have you ever been to Magic City? Because I know that's one that people always talk about. That Atlanta strip club, that's the Magic City, is like supposed to be like the Mecca a little bit
Never
of.
been to Miami, but I did go to Tootsie's in Miami.
No, I'm talking about Atlanta.
I'm sorry,
Sorry, Atlanta.
nothing in Atlanta, but I did go to Tootsie's in Miami.
That's a
is
big
what I was
one
trying
as
to say.
well. It's a huge one, yeah.
We were there for an expo. We also do like gentlemen's club expos every year. Usually they're in Vegas, but it was COVID. It was a very small place. Vegas wasn't quite open yet, so we did
Florida
Miami.
was, yeah.
Miami was kind of, they still did the masks and all that, but we were able to get out there and we went to Tootsie's and to do the after shows, and the girls were on stage. Hundreds of girls, hundreds of people. Like you're surrounded. It's almost overwhelming. Like you don't want to move or you're going to get lost in there.
Yeah. Are those interesting? Like those conventions? Does it feel like? How overwhelming would that be? Because like I would imagine I'd be overwhelmed.
The convention is fine because like you have your booth during the day, or if you don't get a booth, whatever you can, and so you just walk around. And usually like during that time they also do panels, like club managers, club owners, etc. They bring their team out and they go to trainings and seminars through the day too. And then we do like award shows for the girls. Like we do Entertainer of the Year. So like you get accommodated for things and seen. They do this EDI pageant.
Yeah.
They do 2 a year. You have to be self-invited. It's not, you can't just choose I want to go. You have to be invited. So I did those for a while, and they're connected to the expo. So whoever wins, they go on and they get to go on the big stage and
Okay, cool.
everybody. But I think it's the after parties because that's where the most of the networking is. So there's an after party every night that you can get into in Vegas or Miami or wherever it's held, and you go, and that's really where you network, and that's where you get the most and have the best time. They do shows all night. It's huge, but then by the end of Vegas, you're wiped.
Yeah,
just in general.
Yeah, I mean, you basically have to be on for what 12 hours probably. Like just go and go.
Yeah,
go.
because you start early in the day, and then you may take a nap in the middle of the day between everything, but then you're up for festivities again all night long.
So what's your caffeine of choice for all this? Are you like an energy drink, a coffee? Are you a soda? What do you do?
Red Bull.
Red Bull all day?
Yeah. And
like the flavors, or do you want just like the original?
No, I don't like the original. I do like blueberry or.
I like blueberry.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a good
good.
one.
And then the orange one, it's not. I forget, apricot something.
Yeah, the peach
strawberry-
apricot.
Peach apricot.
That's a good one. That's the only other weird, like older, like because I like a lot of the newer ones. Like the grapefruit blossom, that one, the purple one.
I tried that the other day, and there's another
so good.
pink one too. That was
Yeah,
pretty
the
good
pink
too.
wild berries. That one's a good
Yeah.
one as well. I just recently got into Red Bulls, legitimately. You don't do it?
I'm not.
What are you drinking over there right now? Nature's Twist. You got
Nature's Twist.
Nature's Twist.
I'm sugar free. I mean, I like energy drinks. I just don't collect them. Like everyone's like crazy. Like where can I find?
It just happened to me recently because like when I was trying to lose weight a while back, I was trying the Bang energy drinks, and then eventually something happened with those in like my brain, and they like switched to like all I can taste is the chemical. Like I couldn't drink it anymore.
Never take a red line. Never.
I got
Those
my
will
first
kill
kidney
you.
stone from that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow.
My buddy
used
was
to
like trying to help
mainline
me.
those as like teenagers.
Oh,
and
dude.
My
Like,
friend was
you're-
like, try this one time because I was, at the time I was driving a lot of places, driving 24 hours. My heart was like racing out of my chest. I was
I feel
sweating,
like
holding
that's
the
what
steering
led to
wheel.
a lot of
oh
shit.
my god.
That's how both you guys ended up with these heart things.
Yeah.
Drinking these red lines.
I did want to ask you a
I only
question.
had one.
You talk about the conventions.
Yeah.
So is that like where people pay to meet you, or because I've been to a porn convention before, so I didn't know if it
Okay.
was like that same kind of thing.
We buy badges to go in for like the main floor, and you can buy like participant, like to be able to be there. You just got to buy a badge, and so you can go to the after parties and all that. But it's mostly for the industry, like the expos are, for everybody to get together and network, and then the shows, and then the awards from the 2 pageants they had done earlier, which is actually going. They're doing Denver, I think, next week.
Yeah.
Again out there at the Platinum 84. But yeah, that's
So it's like booths where you buy things.
Yeah,
you can
buy. I usually take merch. I have like shirts and keychains and magnets and all of that. And then you have to buy your backdrops for it all. So it gets really expensive. I think you spend more money like doing these expos than you make.
Yeah.
But if you can actually network yourself correctly, that's where it comes in handy. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money and paying to party.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's also could be fun for some people, but I mean, I can get the concept of if you're going to network, like to those events, if you're not networking, you're basically dropping the ball. Because I've noticed that with anything, like I try to tell people all the time, I probably look like a weirdo when I go to anything I do. I'm like, how you guys doing? Let's talk about, like, basically I want to get to know people so that, like, because we book shows ourselves. So, like, when I see people on stage, if I like them, I want to know more about them before so that when they go on stage, if they're good, then we can book them later on. Like, we've had so many situations.
Or maybe they have somewhere that they can book you as well.
Exactly. Like, that just happened recently. Yeah. Like, I had a buddy, a comic that I worked with on a roast battle named TJ Cartwright, very, very funny guy. And he got his own room together and now he's booking his own shows. And he ended up messaging myself, Sean, Brian, and was like, hey, there's my pay. I know it's in a small town, but like I'm booking the room and I'm packing it. Like, do you want to come do this show? And we're like, hell yeah, dude. Anytime somebody's doing things, we're like, we want to be a part of it. And then we do the thing where we just hit you in the head.
Every time.
Dude, you just got fucking orange.
I always get hit in the head.
I'm going to get one more of them to put over there because I got the light behind you and the fettuccine Alfredo, and then I've got the two citruses. I got the lime behind you. Did you know that? You didn't even know, right?
I didn't.
Courtney likes to throw her head back, you know what I mean?
I'm just relaxing.
She's a huge SZA fan. She throws them back before she loses count.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My bad.
Have you ever thought about doing any like weird acting stuff? Because I know you did the holiday special with us, but
yeah, I actually have a guy from Chicago that's been wanting me to do like small scene movies and stuff with him.
Yeah,
Mike LeBrant, I believe is his name.
Yeah, so
he does a lot of stuff. I had done headshots for it and sent them in or whatever, but he hasn't had a project he messaged me about recently. But I would. I'm not opposed to networking with other people outside of my industry. There's no reason why not. I do like burlesque. I do little like my McDonald's show. It's a whole comedy show. It's literally campy. It was out of my realm. I usually do like I try to stick to like hot, sexy, like beautiful burlesque. And then I was like, I'm going to step out of my realm for this. But I like to step out of my realm and do different things and connect with others. It makes life more fun.
Well, I know you had, when we had originally spoke, because we were trying to get that scene, the particular scene was like it was to make fun of the Santa Claus, because he's like, oh, I don't know anything about that. I've never been there. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, we know him. He's one of our best customers. And it cuts back to him.
Customers.
Yeah. And it's to me, like the whole concept is just to like basically just prove that he's full of shit. And so like with that type of situation, you had a friend of yours that you said you kind of work with that you're like, we might do it together. I know they ended up falling through, but is that somebody you know from here that you've worked with, or like at least locally-ish?
My best friend did duo with me for a while.
Yeah.
So I kind of took her with me and got her some shows, and we did some stuff together. Like our main show was a Red Riding Hood show. I did Red Riding Hood, and I had her tied as the big bad wolf to the chair.
Is that from this right here? No,
I did.
You have some really cool.
Send you.
Is this it?
Yeah. Actually, we were having so much fun. And my legs look like that because these are like taken off of.
Yeah, I was gonna zoom in initially.
That is so funny. Like,
it does make you guys look so tiny.
It does because it's like inverted. But like we just have fun. That's good. It's a genuine smile up there where we're just laughing, and sometimes. She ended up getting in a relationship, and she just had a new baby.
Okay,
so
Mazel tov!
Yeah.
Congratulations on your baby. I don't know why this. There we go.
Yeah, she's actually going to do. We're doing another Clash of the Titans in September at Candy's in Erie, Pennsylvania.
There you go.
Which is a really cool club. I've never been to a club like it in my life. Like you pull in, and it's BYOB, so like bring your own alcohol, but. Next door, he has a drive-through liquor store. Like, you got beer, like a little gas station.
Oh, cool.
But you also pull in, and there's, like, full-size, half-dug buses into the ground, so, like, the top half's and the bottom sticking out. There's, like, a cop car in the dance room. They give the customers, like, when you go to a restaurant, they give you the beepers. Yeah. And they're like, when your dancer's ready, this will beep. When you come up to the front. Wow. Yeah, and so they have a volleyball net outside. They have this huge playground. Like, it's amazing. It's an amazing place. I love the club.
That's Candy's in Erie, Pennsylvania?
Candy's adult playground, literally. And in the middle of nowhere. And they have these shower rooms, too, where you're in the shower. and there's toys stuck to the shower. You don't have to use that stuff. It's up to your discretion. But like the guy or guys will be using a whiteboard on the other side, like do this or put your boobs with the glass. You know what I mean? They can tell you, and like you're looking, and like shower shows, and then they have like
that's hilarious.
Yeah, they have
That's
a peep
awesome.
show room where you can't see the guy, but he can see you in like a box, and you just stand there. It's the craziest stuff.
So do you have to navigate? So one thing I've noticed, like, because I lived in Washington State for a minute, and they like different states have different rules for like nudity and stripping and these type and in the sex work industry. And I know Washington State, a lot of people think of them as being more like liberal when it comes to that type of stuff. But one of the rules that they had there was the strippers are allowed to get fully nude, but you're not allowed to touch them at all. Like they're like a 3-foot rule from the stage. So like when I always talk about this story, but when I was in Italy, their dollars and their $2, they're all coins. So when you'd go to the club, you'd give them money and they'd give you fake dollars, and that was translate to them at the end of the night.
Yeah,
at this club,
funny money.
Yeah, exactly. And at this club, when I was in Washington State, when we'd go in, you'd give them real dollars, and they'd give you poker chips, and you'd throw poker chips on stage because you couldn't be
so
near
dangerous.
them. That's what
so
we
dangerous.
thought. That's what we thought. I'm like, damn, you're just so like of course when they're shaking their butt and they're butt naked, they get butt naked by like the second song.
Oh yeah, I break my ankle every night.
People are trying to like throw poker chips in their buttholes and stuff. Like that's what it ended up being. And I remember my ex-wife and I were there, and she was like, you should get a dance. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know if I want to. She's like, you should get a dance. And I'm like, okay. So I went in the back of the dance, and they have to be fully clothed. They're not allowed to be nude because you're not allowed to touch anybody naked.
Right.
And so it was just a very, like here versus there, it's a very awkward experience. Like the bottoms are on here, but like the tops are off, and there you have to be fully clothed.
Even next door in Michigan, they do nude as well, like the Deja Vu clubs out there. I think there's a fine line when you're doing your contracts. Like there's so many things you have to do before you go somewhere, like call the club, figure out the rules.
Yeah.
I know girls that have done anal ring toss in clubs where they dildo
Like a
or not
butt
dildo,
plug.
sorry,
Yeah,
butt
I
plug.
thought you had to
stick.
wear butt plugs and fully nude clubs.
No.
Fully nude clubs. I've
No,
always heard that.
it's insertion in some places. So whether it's in and you're not pulling it out or not, it's still considered insertion.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So,
don't know. I've just heard that.
I've gotten in trouble. I actually got in trouble in Texas. It was dead. These two guys were making out in front of me at my stage, and I was like, that looks fun. Let's go do a dance. I said, screw my show. There was nobody else there, and it was the end of it. And my shoe had broke. I did a handstand. I just bought these shoes, too. Did a handstand, shoe broke. I'm like, okay, kick the shoes off, keep the show going. Well, I had my top off, and the dance room was like around the way, and I didn't know it, but Excise had walked in at the same time.
Oh, no.
I jumped across the stage, grabbed these two guys. Luckily, they were tall, and I'm small, and I didn't have my shoes on, so I like skid by them, but everybody saw me without my shoes and without my top, so you can actually get prostitution charge for being shoeless in a strip club. But luckily, they could not see me. So yeah, there's I found that out after, almost the hard way.
That's odd.
it's like the same thing, like
is
odd
that
walls.
everywhere, or is that like
No,
just
I think
certain places?
No, I'm sure it is in other places. It just depends. Like some places, most places, you have to wear pasties. Like
Yeah.
it's you can. Especially if you breastfeed or have a baby, you can catch stuff from that, and you can also, if people are sucking on your
Yeah.
Do you have to, is it like the paste stuff that you put on it, or
I buy stickers usually. I just use stickers. Some girls use like the puffy paint, like they use for crafts and stuff, but it peels off and kind of hurts. So I just try to use pasties, and especially when I'm doing shows, I have these pasties that I can light on fire and do my little spin. So it just depends. I also have a butt plug one, but like I don't get to use those as often because the insertion thing.
Yeah, different rules, different places.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, because when you go state to state, like we do, like the United States is very interesting compared to most places. Because like normally when like in Europe, you'd go from country to country and you have to change the rules, but like they're all the same in the same country. But with us, we have different rules in different states, and like you can cross a state in an hour. Like you know what I mean? You can be somewhere else in the rules.
I don't want to get this incorrect, but in Canada, dancing's not like it is here, where these girls are just in lingerie. Like all the girls in Canada, like when they come here to compete in America, I'm scared because all they do is shows. Like they just perform feature shows all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like scheduled, but they also have I think it's regions where you can work within a region, but you can't like where we travel and can go to different. They can't do that in Canada.
No.
Yeah, you can easily get blacklisted there. Like if a club owner doesn't like you, he can send out for the area that you're non-hireable.
So it's like super political.
Yeah,
like super political. Thing?
And I would hate to get this correct. So any of my Canadian girls see this and want to correct me in any way,
Yeah.
just please do. But it's totally different out there. They do these amazing shows, and same in Australia. I don't know anything about like the Australian girl, but I know they work. They have abs and bodies cut from stone. I mean, it's amazing the things that they can do. I mean, if they come to America to perform, they're bringing the heat. Like, they're really good.
Well, we have a different type of food here. We let a lot of things go. So that's been a joke. I mean, I know this is like completely out of nowhere, but that's been a joke in like basketball. Like all these European players or like players from Australia or different parts of the world will come here, and then they start eating the American food, and they start getting bigger, and they're like, American food hits you different, don't it? Like they don't know they need to work out harder or not eat as much.
Heartburn and all that.
Oh,
it's
dude,
coming.
yeah, we kind of let it all go through, but we're such a huge. A lot of these people don't realize how we grow up in America, so we don't realize how different America is from sea to shining sea or whatever. Because we've got completely different like ecosystems, like the Everglades versus like North Dakota. Like those are completely different like environments, and most countries in the world don't have that polar of an opposite between like Alaska and like Florida.
Right. Well, see, I was just in the mountains from Vegas to Denver to Wyoming. And I was getting elevation sickness, and I didn't really drink out there. You have to stay really hydrated, especially we're here. Well, we got corn.
Yeah.
So
Very
it's flat land and corn. So you go out there, and I had trouble breathing. Like my heart was going. I could tell that I was getting sick out there from the elevation of just being out in the mountains, and then coming back home, my ears were a mess. Like they've been popping for 3 or 4 days.
I hate flying. I have really sensitive ears. Like in water, I wear earplugs when I swim, like to work out, and like I wear earplugs in because I can't. If I don't, I will eventually something will get me an ear infection.
Terrible ears. And not every flight that I get on. It depends how high we go and how fast we drop as well.
Yeah, we went to Shelby and I when we went to right when we did that funny thing about the litter boxes or whatever. We went to Fort Lauderdale, and I was in pain for like the first like half day, like because my ears just they're not great, and I've flown internationally.
Hear after that either.
No, and it's like you can't get in water because it makes everything just exacerbates it. I want to go over a couple of these cool pictures you sent and stuff because I do want you to kind of give us a background on this. Tell me a little bit about this one.
That was actually my first gig back, the one I had mentioned where my friend was like, hey, do you want to come do a show? I have this.
Are you balancing a sword on your head?
Yeah.
That's cool.
We also have one that at the end of it has like, was it Kevlar, wrapped in Kevlar, and we light it on fire and balance it on our heads too.
All right, let's talk about this one. This one seems pretty on point for everything. Were you obviously Wolverine?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun show. And then my duo partner, the one from Michigan, Shaylin, she's Deadpool, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Lady
that was fun.
Deadpool.
We did that last year at Night Moves. And
did you get that suit created? Like, did you get it made?
Jackie made that. Yeah.
Okay.
Jackie made that. Yeah, she did an amazing job.
I mean, it's cool. Like a lot of the suits that you have are so phenomenal. Like here's obviously
that was Night Moves. That was the award show for what was it? The porn awards, and there was a bunch of other stuff going on that night too.
And then we've got is this like a Cleopatra
that was
style?
Fun. Yeah, actually, this was like years ago. This is pre-boobs too. This was pre-boobs.
Pre-boobs.
But I came in second actually in that thing.
You got a couple of. I think you have a couple of those on here. This one's also from that show.
It has a huge headpiece. I didn't get a picture of that, but it has a huge anaconda headpiece. And I came out to Nicki Minaj's.
Be careful with that. I don't know how the internet will react to that.
That's so funny. Yeah, flash fire.
I know. That's very cool though.
It's
but
not been reported. It's been up for a long time.
Cool.
As long as it's like started, it shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm not. I with YouTube and stuff, you never know. But we'll just show quickly and then back away.
Bam.
Yeah, but I mean the fire. That's insane. Obviously, you guys do so many great things. This is a cool little video.
The burlesque band was super fun. See, I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to take those and do a Barbie box show for the pageant, and then I seen another girl that she was in the newcomer division.
Yeah.
But I had seen her show, and I was like, that looks like a good show. I'm just going to let her do her thing, because sometimes originality like comes in. But she ended up winning her division, so I'm glad I switched shows. But I had the other fans, and I'm like, fuck it, we're going with McDonald's, you know?
Yeah. I like the McDonald's. I thought that was really cool. What's this from?
That is from one of our expos. They do a bikini contest. So this one was Miami, but they usually do them in Vegas. We have a huge pool party after. It's the last day. I'm on the bottom there, but that was how small our group is usually.
Oh, there you
twice
are, right
that
there.
size. Yes.
There, okay. I'm trying to find you. I'm like, where is she at?
This was after COVID, and this is how many girls we got, and that's not very many. Like there's usually 3 times that amount.
There's a clown. There's a little person. This is awesome.
BJ McNaughty.
All right.
And that's Sassy Cassie next to me. I
Next
love
to you.
her. Yeah. I didn't know.
That's
I did
awesome.
an event with her actually at this thing. Sassy Cassie, her and BJ the clown. We were gonna go do this thing. So I went up second. I went up first. I made a few $100s. BJ went up. She made a couple hundred more than me. She's doing her little clown act. Sassy Cassie, oh my goodness. I've never seen anything like it. She goes up in a handstand, walks on stage, starts popping her butt. This man came up and started throwing trash bag money on her. She had to have like a trash bag or two to like fill it up.
Oh my gosh, that's
Wow.
And obviously a little person, so that's in and of itself is cool as hell.
No, it's like totally deserved it. Like she walked on stage in a handstand, and she's so sweet too. Like I still keep in contact with her. She's amazing.
Well, I mean, that's the one thing about this line of work is you meet so many unique and interesting people.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sassy Cassie. Did you say the clown's name?
BJ McNaughty.
BJ McNaughty. I was gonna say BJ, but I'm like, maybe I'm just like my head's in the fucking toilet right now. I don't know if my brain's
BJ.
like.
She's a great performer too. She's the only one in the industry.
So
with
many.
the clown act,
This stuff's cool. It says it's a star. Is this at a Starbucks?
No,
it's a Starbucks coffee thing back there.
Is it really?
Yeah, look.
That is so funny.
Starbucks coffee.
No, we were actually out back of the hotel, and like everything was supposed to be figured out. Like we're walking, like doing our little run for the thing, and they're rushing us. We got people yelling at us from like above their hotel rooms.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on, and they kicked us out. So we had to like shut it down. But we were out back of the hotel in this little like patio.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I mean, the fact that you have to, like I said, there's so much that goes into these pageants, and so much that goes into the costumes and the performances, and like obviously you have to have a lot of skills, like the fire stuff, the dealing with the swords and everything. Is there a particular skill that you're like, ooh, I really want to get that down soon?
Yes, I really would like to do. I need to get better at my aerial performances, and like learn like straps and other things. But honestly, with my fire poi, I don't know if you've ever seen people like spin like the fire where it goes. I have it and I'm okay at it, but I'm not at a level where I want to take it to stage because there's so many accidents that can happen in the club. Like, if you set your fuel and you don't have the proper thing carrying your fuel and it spills, or you even a little bit, you could catch yourself. I've seen a girl catch on fire. Absolutely. Yeah. She was ironically doing a Freddy Krueger show. Oh, no.
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I think what she thought was going to happen because a lot of girls use isopropyl alcohol as a fuel burner for inside instead of actual fuel. And she had taken it and dumped it on herself. And I think what she thought was going to happen when she took the fire baton and touched it to herself was like some small ripples, and then it went out. It never went out. And like,
and isopropyl alcohol, it can burn like where it's not visible to your eyes.
She was soaked in it, and you could see the flames. I had been front row for it. It was actually at Candy's adult playground, and everyone was terrified. I've never seen a room so silent in my life because the only people moving were the staff, but she had also made this prop where it was like PVC pipe and then like the wrapping tissue paper, like the white paper. She had made like a bunk bed out of it, and when she came out from her show, she had like done a squirt bottle and squirt blood, and like it was the whole scene from the bed. And then she stepped back into it when she did the fire, but everything was like ripped and hanging down, so her prop caught fire. Nobody had a fucking fire extinguisher. Nobody had anything. And so she's just rolling, and nobody's helping her. Poor woman. Like, nobody was helping her or anything. She's tucking and rolling, and her skin was stuck to the stage. She ended up in ICU. It was awful. So sometimes dealing with fire in the clubs is scary.
Yeah.
I think a lot of new girls like to get into it, and they're like, I can do this. And, I even had an incident because I used to light my hoo-ha on fire, but I always had like a pool next to me, but I would use sanitizer, and like I'd light it on fire. And one day I usually grabbed it and then flicked it into the water, like, because it was just like a lump of sanitizer, and it spread everywhere. And so, and then me putting it out looked like I was playing with myself, and I was just spreading the fire everywhere. And that was like in my early days. So like you kind of learn fast what not to do and what to do. I had a pool next to me. Everything was fine. Everything was soaking wet. I had towels. It wasn't, you know what I mean? A lot of girls also don't bring you have to have fire towels too. I don't know if you know that. Anybody that plays with fire, like there's like towels that you use, and you always have to have like wet towels with them as well. So some girls just don't. They take fire to the club thinking it's all willy-nilly, and Next thing you know, somebody's on fire. I had taught my best friend, and somebody had sent me a video because she did a pageant without me. We were kind of arguing, and she had stuck 2 fire sticks in her mouth at the same time, and she had these huge lashes on, and her lashes caught.
Oh no!
Yeah, and I was like, that's why you don't do that.
Well, that's what I wonder, because like there's a lot of chemical, like there's like a chemistry aspect. Like it's there's so many layers to what you guys are doing. Like I think it's so easy for people to like regress things down and like to like, well, you do. Well,
that's
this is
so simple. Yeah.
But like some of the stuff you guys are doing, it's like there's so many different layers of like you almost need. You have to have this level of understanding.
Performers insurance too, and like even to do fire at this last pageant, we were all required to get fire insurance for the pageant.
Yeah,
it's just safety for you, safety for the club. I mean, you can risk your whole career in one moment.
Freddy Krueger accidentally burning herself.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
That's tough.
It was so scary. I've never been in a room so silent. And I think at that moment, because again, this was like 6 years ago, kind of when I first started. And, to like see that, you really just have to put yourself in a perspective where you're like, okay, I have to be safe. Because at the time, I think I was lacking in my fire safety skills. And all that. And then also girls use grinders and stuff. And if you don't know how to use a grinder, I've been the one that didn't know how to use a grinder and went on stage with a grinder, because you can grind all those like things into like people's faces. So like when you're using the grinder and you're like doing all of this and you're not doing it at yourself, like screw yourself. You can burn yourself with these little metal flakes. But when you're getting it into the crowd, you risk getting it into their eyes. You risk getting like, it's a lot. So I think the biggest thing is if you don't know what you're doing, or if you see something online and you're like, that's cool, you probably don't know what it takes to be doing it.
Yeah, there's training involved in this stuff. Mm-hmm. It's not just something you can walk into.
Yeah.
At least most of the time with this type of stuff. It's a very interesting line of work. Is it one of those things where like when you tell people what you're doing, they look at you like, what? Sometimes, because like it's very, not just like the small, but the fact that you're like going from like city to city and doing these big shows and pageants and stuff.
Yeah, most people just don't get it. They don't, even like seeing the photos, they're like, I just don't get it. And I'm like, it's not that hard to get. It's a mix of like burlesque and sex and, strip club. You mix it all together. You got the craziest Miss America stripper pageant you've ever seen in your life,
Do you feel like the community is a good community, or do you feel like it's very catty?
No, I feel like my community I think my issues more stem with people here in Kokomo, more so than the people within. Like I've had, there's a couple petty people. You run across that no matter what.
Yeah.
But
I don't know which one of these kids is messing. Go, Bubba.
That's so funny.
I think it's my little one. He's always got something going on.
But I think within the industry, we have such a strong unit. Most of us do. We all work together. We promote each other.
I feel like that you guys are more professional now that you're like doing it professionally.
It's such a good. I love my circuit, and I love the people in it. They've helped me. Like even coming back, like I've been welcomed back so amazingly, more than I ever expected that I would or could be. So that was nice. But I think more so here. I get a lot of hate and comments.
When Kyla was on here, she had talked about how she had had a lot of problems with other people that she worked with too.
Here, but we also worked at the Hip Hugger.
Right?
It's tough.
I think that's a whole different. I've worked in many clubs. Like my favorite club to work at is the Palomino in Vegas. It's the only nude club in Vegas, and it's so low key and just chill. But I think at the Hugger, it's a free for all. I think everybody does what they want. There's no security. There's no rules. They're smoking weed in the back. They're doing drugs in the back. I used to see girls, 6 years ago snorting coke and shooting meth. Like it's pissing in trash cans. That place is a jungle.
Yeah.
And it's more tame, I'm sure, now than it was before.
Well, it probably ebbs and flows as like different people come and go.
It's not a good environment. It's not a good environment, and especially for people starting out. Like don't do it.
I can pull the veil back a little bit. We were in talks with them to do like a fun. So right when April 1st happened, right when April Fool's Day, it's the biggest joke day of the year. We usually cannot participate because people already know we're a joke. So it's like hard to do anything. So one of the things that happened was we lost our open mic on April 1st. Like that's when the Coopers went out of business completely on the 1st. And we had talked to a couple people I had been in contact with there about maybe doing like a joke where like we went in there and we filmed and said that the open mic's coming to the Hip Hugger. We're going to go on the stage where many women have, kind of like joking like we're going to do our open mic there. And we knew that it would people would believe it because it would blow up. Like doing a comedy open mic at a strip club, like especially at one that does have the reputation. It's crazy to me how many people I'll tell I'm from Kokomo and they'll be like, oh, the hip hugger. And I'm like, why is it? Like, why? Why?
I don't understand because I don't
get it. Cause like I've been, it's not that like.
But you haven't seen it at its prime.
I guess you're right.
When you walk in and you see to your left that bar in the back, that bar used to be open all the time. There used to be more chairs that screw the pool table that I never used to be there. And not in my time. This was even before my time. But they had dances there. I mean, there would be lines like all the way from. There would be
and in the bathroom. There were lines in the bathroom as well.
Yeah, like
just kidding.
Honestly,
I know.
Totally.
Well, I was trying to see if I know I had this. Oh, here it is. This was an interesting photo that popped up a while back where it's like from an old school like a beer and sandwich for $1. Are you kidding me? I don't think that's ever gonna happen again.
No.
But yeah, it's a Regency Plaza located 1 block north of Kmart.
But they sure never raised those dance prices from $10.
Yeah, they probably should. Yeah, but I mean, like, I guess in its heyday, but it's weird that reputation still persists now. But when we talked to them about doing it, we were going to do all that, and I guess eventually the girl that I talked to, her name's Caitlin, and she was trying to get it to happen because the funny thing is every time we do a post about them, they get a bump. She tells me, she's like, dude, thank you. Like, we've been dry in here and you guys make this post and now all of a sudden all these people come through because of this post. And like going viral, like you can't really have bad pub when you're talking about like these types of clubs like that. It's good. All pub is pub at that point. And so like we were talking about doing it, and I guess the owner or whomever makes those decisions is like, she's like, he's too old with the times. He's not getting it. But if we'd have done it,
school, like there's still a jukebox in there, you know?
Well, Rebel Dolls, the guy who runs Rebel Dolls in Marion.
I've heard of that. I don't really know much. Yeah. I don't really frequent around here.
He messaged us and was like trying to work with us to try to get us to do a post about them because he thought like we could go viral. And then they piggybacked on one of our posts about the baby giving birth, like say the girls coming here, like, and it's like I think they see the value in the social media cachet of like we can actually like elevate in a way where people are like, oh, what's that place? I'll go check it out because I'm free this weekend. I think
the hugger will always just be the hugger. It's never going to be anything more than it is right now.
You're right. And it's a tiny room. It's not very big compared to a lot of clubs that like exist. Like I feel like it's kind of just low key, and it's
very low key and very just not taken care of, I guess.
Yeah. They need to fix that outside of the building even because it starts to look a little run down.
The chairs need to not have duct tape on them.
Yeah. When you're talking about that earlier, like getting lifted up with the chair.
So you don't do anything local anymore?
I do the Pony and Indy sometimes.
Yeah, the
just because I'm familiar. I actually bartended there when I was going through like my health issues for a while and I was in school. So the owner of the Ponies, he owns chains all across the U.S. We call him the Pony Boss. But he's awesome. He takes care of all the girls and keeps us booked in all the clubs because even our industry, like, it's not doing very great. Like, it's not lucrative for many girls. Many girls are still looking for other jobs or outlets or
OnlyFans or something else online that can get people.
Yeah, clubs just aren't booking as much as they used to. They just don't see the desire or the want or if you not have a huge following. Like they book more porn girls, which is understandable. They bring in people.
Yeah.
Like even me seeing it, like I do OF and I do all this other stuff, but I don't promote it to a point because my daughter is, she's getting older. She's going into high school this year. So I've always tried to be moderate, but I can't be that moderate, you know? So there's a fine line where I haven't pushed it quite past to like porn yet, where I don't want to, but they get the most attention, they get the most bookings, and they get paid the most, which respectfully,
it's weird how symbiotic. And it's weird how symbiotic that, like, if like a guy sees a girl on a video like that, and that's like they almost create this weird, like, what do they call that? People talk about parasocial. There you go. This is why I need somebody with a brain in here like you. The parasocial relationship that people create with like online creators, and that, I mean, we've dealt with that where we've had people who we know decently but not that well that feel like really comfortable saying a lot of weird shit to us or like going a little further than they should because they have this parasocial relationship, and we're small potatoes. That's how I look at it. And I know, like, even in like I know I bring back to the comedy industry because there's so many parallels between when you're talking that like it sparks in my head. But in the comedy industry, there's a lot of people like they won't even book like comics, like stand-up comics. They'll book like YouTubers because they have or TikTokers because they have the following and they're like,
and
we
they
just
won't
need
be
to
funny.
film
They're
it.
just going to redo one of their skits they already have on YouTube.
And it's really just a meet and greet.
It's okay, but like at the same time,
it's a meet and greet.
It's not genuine. It's not.
But what you do, like, you know, and this is not a slight at anybody who you do the porn side of things, but that they may not have the same great type of like experience and show that if they would have booked you or somebody who actually puts in a stage performance. Some of these people, their performance is on a camera, not live, and live performances is completely different than
And
I've played on a pole
required.
before. That shit is hard.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And like we're also required to do these shows. Like if you do porn and you're booked, like they'll just go up in lingerie and do a couple songs.
Yeah.
They still get paid more. And then we go in and we're bringing 150 pounds of luggage with all of our stuff in it, paying luggage fees and doing all of these shows, suffocating ourselves in costumes to put on an amazing show and being paid less for it. So it's a matter of more so like, do you love doing it? Because if you don't love doing it, you shouldn't do it type thing.
Well, I think that's where like the diversification of like the different things you do, like the fact that you're willing to like do a little bit of acting and do like other things. 'Cause I think that will help eventually, even if it's not the porn side of it. You could also obviously like when we did that hugger the joke video about the baby getting birthed, like we had our friend Michelle come into Cooper's Pub and we shot like a skit with her, pretending to be the mother, pretending to be the stripper, and that in and of itself got almost 90,000 views on Facebook. So like, I think capitalizing on things, that's something that we're trying to do a better job of like diversifying even like a post. Like if a post goes viral, okay, well, what can we pair it with a video or a reel or something that we can make like that
Reels
piggybacks
are so big
it.
right now.
They are.
And you can't just make a post. Like I realized on Instagram, I was like just posting to my story and then it was like, do you want to create a reel out of this? And I'm like, why are you not just creating a reel automatically? Because now I have two of the same posts on my, like, what do you want from me? Just make it a reel if that's what's popping right now.
Yeah, whatever you want me to do, just tell me. Like, whatever gets me the most money. Like, we started getting a lot more, like, we've hit this threshold now with the page that we're able to, like, get and it's not like a shit ton of money, but we're able to make money off of, like, our posts. Like, we're, like even smaller posts, we're getting, like, a couple dollars off of.
Yeah.
And I think when you get to that point, that's when we're, like, Brian, I've never seen Brian care more about metrics than he has once he started getting paid. Like, once he started seeing that money is coming through.
I was monetized right after I got these done. These are what got me, like, I went from having 4,000 followers and now I'm at 13,000, all because of 1.1 million view posts on these things. It was just a stupid post too. And I had the Kingdom Hearts music playing in the background. I didn't even change the music on it, and that's what went viral. So I ended up having to, I got monetized, and then I made like $500 with the 1.1 million views. And then they were like, oh, you're not eligible for monetization anymore. And I was like, oh, you just got, like, I felt suckered. I was like, oh, I was so hopeful. You know, that's a decent amount of money, $500. And then, you know, there was a couple hundred later. I wasn't going as viral, and then it just stopped. I was like, oh.
It's quick how they can. I will say the one person, I mean, we've had Talia on the podcast before a couple times.
She does so well.
She is
social media
a
queen.
Marketing guru. I tell people all the time, I was like, go, if you're doing OnlyFans or you're trying to do any type of thing where you're making money with your body in that way, go watch some of her content and what she does, because she's so good at the baiting. She's so good at the saying the right thing. She does the little videos that are like dancing.
And she doesn't have to be perfect. And that's what I love about her. It's like she posts genuine content. She's not always up and ready. Like my Delilah persona, she's always got to be up and ready. You know what I mean? She can just do all that. Like with me, when I post my regular videos, I can do that. But I love that she has that freedom to just be herself in all aspects and realms of. And she's
branching out into like hip hop. She's doing like songs and stuff.
I listened to her music.
Did you listen to she's got a new one with Larry who's on the beat. Yes, I just had him in studio and we talked a little bit about that, because like Larry produced her most recent, which isn't out yet. I don't think it's out yet, because she did the Be Talking one, but now she has a newer one that's just more.
I don't know if I've seen that, because I was just talking to her the other day. We're gonna get together, and we've been talking about doing stuff together for a while, and then we just get busy. I went out with her for the first time. We went to see a show for my girlfriend, Miss Parker. She was out there, and so we went out to Indy together. And that was the first time we'd actually hung out for a while, and I didn't realize how young she was. I was like...
Yeah, she's a baby.
I was like, how old are you? Same thing with best friend. She's only 26. I'm over here like, I feel old. I'm like 30.
You're barely 30. I'm almost 40, so I feel super old. Yeah. I mean, but I think that's interesting. I mean, you come from an interesting place, and I think like that's the one thing about her, is that she is of this generation of the TikToks and stuff, and she's so on on top of all that stuff. And I feel like I never feel like you can ever learn enough doing anything where you're using social media, because there's always somebody that knows you
My
can always
biggest
use.
question for her is like, where does all the energy come from? I need it.
Where does the ideas come from? Even sometimes I'm like, I would have never thought to like, she'll do like a quick like, and like just like a quick thing, and then I'll look down at like 15,000 like views from it. I'm like, I mean, that's pretty big to
Sometimes
do that
a
all
simple
the time.
10-second video will get you where you need to be, and she knows how to do it.
She's an absolute thirst trap
Yeah.
on there. She's just thirst trap, and like it drives it to her content, and then she makes her money. I think it's brilliant. I think there's so many different new ways nowadays with social media to make money that I feel like if you're not trying in some capacity, I mean, that sucks that they kind of demonetized you a little bit with that.
Yeah, it's been a year and a half, and I still haven't gotten it back. Like I have all my check marks for green, and there's one, but it also says it doesn't affect my monetization. But I'm also not going into monetization periods where I'm like where it was before. So I don't know. And then on TikTok, I've got to the point where I can go live and do TikToks. But I'm boring by myself. I'm telling you, I can't sit there unless I have a couple shots of tequila. I'm not going to sit there and just talk to myself on camera for like a live audience. That's not
It
fair.
freaks. I can do it, but I've done, and the times that I've done it, it's fine. Like I'll go live and do things, but it's weird.
I get
You've done
reported.
it.
I'll be sitting there doing nothing, and they're like, "You're cussing," and I'm like, "Oh, did I accidentally say like shit or something under my breath?" Like I don't know.
They hit you for it. My son keeps losing his live ability on TikTok, and it drives him crazy because he's like, I'm like, well, you are showing entire basketball games. It's against terms of service.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It's like, I'm commentating. I'm like, no, you're not. You're giving these people a chance to watch it when they're not supposed to.
Separate it and do the commentary and like then add it in later.
It's these.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You got anything coming up that you want to like promote at all, other than obviously you want people to go to the socials? What's the website? I don't do want to say that.
I'm gonna post it on my page.
Okay.
'Cause it's actually being made right now. That was her sending it to
Okay.
me. That it's all in the works. I just finished paying it off the other day, which is amazing because I'm gonna be so happy to not have to send. Oh, what are your links? I have 5 different links here.
Yeah,
So
here's a
copy
link tree.
Go copy and paste. Oh god, it was driving me nuts. So all of my merch and all of my stuff will eventually be on there. I'm probably even gonna go live from the website, and then I don't know if I can go live. I don't know. Either way, I'll have all the information on my page. Everything's under Stacia Diana is my Facebook, but then it has Delilah Deluxxx as like my nickname next to it.
Okay.
And I have a Delilah Deluxxx fan page that's shared on my profile, and then everything else, Twitter or X is what it's called.
Yeah.
I'm so old school. Let me keep calling it Twitter, and then
Same.
Instagram. It's Delilah_Deluxxx with 2 X's.
Hell yeah.
To find all my stuff. But I'm going to West Virginia, not this coming weekend, the next weekend. I'm not too worried about promoting that. It's in the middle of nowhere, like Barboursville, West Virginia. And then I'm doing the Canton, Ohio one, which you had pulled up earlier with Caitlin Baby.
Yeah.
You can also find her tags on my profile. She is beautiful. I love the pair up with this. And then I met her, and she was even like more amazing in person.
Yeah.
So we're doing that, and then we're doing shows together. And then I go to, God, what am I doing? And then I go to Laredo, Texas at the end of June.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's really all.
And
I
the
have going
candies
on.
and
and that's
Pennsylvania.
September.
Yeah.
But yeah, I keep everything pretty up to date on my page. So if I'm lacking here, it'll not be lacking on my page.
Heck yeah, man. You got anything to promote, Annie? Just hanging out?
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
I am going to be starting streaming.
Oh, hell yeah. What
Gotta
kind of
get
streaming
that
you gonna do?
Video game.
Oh, yeah. What?
Streaming,
Do you have a
yeah.
specific one you're thinking of starting with?
No. Well, okay. Schedule 1.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
I don't know anything about video games.
So
ever.
you're basically like a drug dealer.
Yeah.
You make your own strands and
Oh,
stuff.
Schedule 1. Okay, Schedule 1
yeah.
drugs. Okay, that's cool.
awesome.
And-
I'm a Resident Evil girly.
Okay, yeah, I love Resident Evil. I am.
Umbrella
I do.
Academy.
It's not until
Umbrella
like
Corp.
close to the end of like the year.
Yeah.
But you're gonna talk about like streaming and talking to people. I do Extra Life.
Yeah.
It's streaming for like children's hospitals.
Okay.
But I did Did you play Resident Evil 8?
Yes.
Okay. Did you play the like DLC?
I did not. Just on the Xbox.
It's so fun. You should get that. It's so scary.
I seen them do like a DLC where they put Ashley in from Ashley. They put Ashley in lingerie in a DLC, and then they made her do her solo part. But that's not 7 or 8. It's on, I think, 4 remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They remade
That one.
4. 7 and 8 were the scariest in the Biohazard. Wait,
Yeah.
7 and 8, and there's going to be one more. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, the DLC is like they did the Rose thing, but it's like the kid. But I was talking to people like while doing that, so I get how like weird and like terrifying that is because
Yeah.
I'm like horrified and they're talking to me. But yeah, I really want to like kind of get into that. And
That's a cool lane. I mean, I don't know too many people doing that. It's usually like dudes too, so I think it'd be
Yeah.
cool to have you doing that.
yeah, and I mean honestly, if I'd like to eventually like get Cortni, like if we could play like a game together, because me and her are really stupid.
I'm bad.
So I just think it would be like, I want something that's kind of a niche and just like be fun, and it's not, and I say this and it's no offense to like that kind of thing, but like it's really just me having fun and being goofy. I'm not, in a low cut shirt or there was the girls doing like the hot tub thing when they were
on Twitch.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just not where I'm headed with mine or whatever. So I'm hoping that kind of be a little,
I think just being yourself and being funny, because you're a funny person.
You have a nice voice to listen to as well.
Oh, thank you.
So
I hate my voice, so that's an actual.
No, I feel the same way, but I like listening to your voice. So, and if you're comfortable with the game too, and like you already like, if you're going through it and already know what you're doing on Twitch, it's easy to have commentary that way if you know what you're doing.
Or even just like if it's the first time and it's just watching you be like scared and excited and all the different things.
Yeah, I think everybody still loves that watching it. Like,
and I think I'm dumb. Like when I get scared, I say like stupidest.
Resident Evil 7, when the dad cuts off your leg if you don't make it to the cellar fast enough, I put the game down for a week. I didn't touch it again.
No, that's that part. He like jumps through the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, terrifying.
Yeah, no, I've never played a game so terrifying. Like I was like, no, I'm.
You got anything to promote, Cortni, other than the press?
No.
You're gonna do anything? You got anything going on?
I don't do anything.
Nothing cool.
No.
You're gonna be at North End Pub this weekend, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll be hanging out with Grey Garden.
That's not me promoting anything.
Yeah,
that's just me
Grey
going
Garden.
to your shit.
Yeah. What are you dressing up as? You said it earlier. I can't remember.
I'm not telling you.
Damn it, I almost got her.
When is it? This weekend or next week?
Yeah, this weekend. Yeah, in Lafayette.
I'm free.
I don't have
come hang out, it's
time
fun.
to make a costume, but I will figure.
I know.
I'm trying to get Matt to figure it out so I can hurry up.
Honestly, I got something in my head though. If I don't think,
I texted Jackie. She's working on my costume. I'm just kidding. Jackie's your girl.
I just caught that at a moment. Yeah.
I got Jackie working on. I'm actually doing a sexy Ronald McDonald.
When you say
what?
Jackie,
Very
though, I think
sequiny.
of.
Yeah, Jackie from Paige from Coopers.
Yeah,
that's what I think of too. Our girl from Coopers. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming in and hanging out today. Thanks, Delilah / Stacia. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Cortni. It's been a fun episode, man. Make sure you follow everybody. Go look at the social medias. Go to the spicy sites if that's what you're into. Other than that, like I said, thank you guys for hanging out. I want to say goodbye. I'm Jordan over here in our green chair. Bye. Cortni. Over here in the red chair. Bye, Annie. Bye. And over here, Delilah Deluxxx. Thank you guys for hanging out. Kokomo Press Podcast. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Thank you for watching the Kokomo Press Podcast. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, and tell all your friends about it, because when people know about us, we get to continue to bring new, great, exciting things to you. And if you really want to support us, you can actually go on to Facebook and you can become an official subscriber. It's only $4.99 a month, and you get a lot of access to us. You get to tell us good jokes, tell us all the things you want to, and you're going to get access to new videos, merch, all kinds of things. And if you just want to support us in another way, maybe wear a shirt, wear a hat, something like that, check out kokomopress.shop. It's a brand new store we have set up. It's got all our merchandise needs. It's going to have limited run t-shirts, limited run hats. Go check it out right now. Thank you so much for hanging out with the Kokomo Press on the Kokomo Press Podcast. See you soon. 2 kisses.